All right. That was super quick. I've never seen hangouts like that. And we are both live. Flashpoint with my man Ebontis. What's going on, man?
Just a good old normal Friday morning, get my early workout in, come back, tidy things up, and then jump in the office for, this thing that we do.
Yes, sir. You know it's time, man. People are waiting in the chat already. Snaldo being all snarky. Shout out to Justin Workman. He was first in the chat, man. All the hype, man. Salute, man.
Yeah, he
So,
said something last time too. He's like, "Oh, my connection died." I was like, "Well, see if you can hold it solid this morning."
no doubt. Graphic God in the chat. Oh, man, that's 2 Fridays in a row, Graphic God. I'm feeling special. I'm feeling nice. No doubt, man. What's going on, fella? Yeah, man. It's been good, man. It's been a good week for Destiny. Been getting a lot of games coming out, man. Did you get that Red Dead Redemption?
I did pick it up. I'm actually planning to play that one somewhere in between, trying to keep up with the world of Destiny. But it's one of those that's like so big, and
hmm
it got reviewed so well. I think I kind of have to.
Once I saw the 10,
I was
I
like,
was like,
masterpiece is coming out, and I was like, oh,
yeah. I'm
that's a
like, as a
problem.
gamer, I cannot not be a part of the event because I was gonna wait a little bit because I was like, I could wait like till next week or something. But once they started flying in, and shout out to my boy MJ is a boss. He's on Twitch. He's gonna be down with the stream team soon. And he was streaming a little bit last night. So I caught a snippet of it and I was just like, man, this thing looks impressive. So yeah, I'm all in, man. I'm all in. I know I'll try to download. I got some little technical issues I gotta sort out with Microsoft with the digital pre-order. But other than that, I'll be ready to rock hopefully later on and see what the big hub up is about the new potential game of the year, huh?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. After playing God of War, that set a really good bar for me. Just
Whew.
from like that was a game that I did not expect because I hadn't honestly
hmm
played any other ones, and I know I missed out. People have enjoyed that
Same.
series,
hmm
but that one it set the bar just for almost any game for me this year. It's like just
hmm
so well done. The story was good. It actually made me want to learn about Norse mythology. I was like, what is going
Yes.
on right now? I'm like,
Yes.
so that was pretty cool, and then just the
hmm
combat, the level of difficulty it came with, it did that Dark Souls thing to where if you mess up, you feel like it's your fault, not the game's. Not like it was a cheap mechanic or not anything like
Right.
that. It felt like it was skill based, and to
hmm
me, those are the ones that I was like, okay, you guys nailed it. That's why Dark Souls. It's like they may be punishing, but those moments when you do it right, you're like, I didn't drop the ball. I
Exactly.
finally, I beat that mechanic and I know it, I learned it and all that stuff. And that's what I was like, God of War, on top of the story, like the Sun, spoilers if you haven't seen it, all those little
hmm
pieces, like that was such a well put together thing. That's why I'm kind of curious, as this is just like everybody's like, well, no, game of the year, no question.
hmm
And it's rock stars. Like, I mean, GTA 5 was epic in scale and is like the biggest thing of all time. So see what they do afterwards. So
No doubt. Shout out to Graphic God. He said he was gifted Red Dead 2.
oh,
Hope the wife
nice.
goes out with her girlfriends tonight so he can stay home, drink beer, and play. No doubt. Bone Slay, top of the morning to you, sir. Yes, good to see you. Absolutely. Yeah, man. So we got a lot going on this week, man. We got some stuff to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Good, solid twab. I felt when I
Yeah.
read it that late, and I know me and you conversed prior. And yeah, then we got speculation. This is juicy Flashpoint, man. I was actually looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah, it's
So
been it's been a good week so far. Just kind of tamed it down a little bit. Last week was just
mhm.
a little too much, I think, for everybody. And there
Yeah,
was just the
so much.
timing was just like either wait on Iron Banner but it was
hmm
just Forest, Iron Banner, and like Shattered Throne, just the full triple curse week. All that stuff just kind of lumped in together in one. I mean, for
hmm
me to work on Shattered Throne solo, like that's something that's going to take me like half a day. I mean, that's going to be
Yeah.
a chunk. I mean, some people may knock it out. I was like, I got to Vorgeth. I kind of figured out the damage phase pieces. I just didn't put together full run. So
hmm
I will work on that next time for like solo. I mean, I got the first. I literally, you should see this thing.
What you
I don't
got?
have a webcam. I literally drew a map of the first part,
Uh-huh.
so I know where everything's at. Because I would wander through there with my friends and be like, okay, we know where this symbol was at, and I don't remember what the hell it was. So I finally figured out a system to be like, okay, Tower of the Deep, and I would just type myself in chat and be like, okay, this symbol is over here, like Dragonfire Ride or something, like whatever my symbol is to myself. And then I'd just, double click, check my chat again, and be like, all right, I know exactly where to run because I drew a map and I know where to go and what things are called. And I was like, sweet.
hmm
So I spent the dumbass time to do that. Excuse the language. Sorry, that's a little early for that. Um, But yeah, it's just one of those. I was like, I'm gonna do this map. Now it's like, would I ever put that map on a video or something? Probably not. Probably need to tweak it into at least Microsoft Paint because handwritten is awful. But yeah, Shadow Throne's cool, but that and it, along with everything else was just too much last week. It was insane.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
What have you been up to this week so far?
Yeah, this week's been interesting. It's actually gonna bleed into my topic because obviously when we talked last Flashpoint, I made the strategic decision that I wasn't gonna touch Shattered Throne, and I wasn't gonna touch Festival because obviously the tweaks to Iron Banner with all the Saladin's bounties giving powerful gear. I just really dedicated myself towards that while at the same time taking care of my Regic's quest. So I was like getting like my long-term goal and the short-term goal taken care of. So I did that. I'll talk about the Crucible. We'll get into Crucible. I got a lot to say about that. And but maybe a little controversial. I know I did. I didn't even tell you what I was going to talk about. Normally, I'll give you.
Just said Crucible. I was like, okay.
Yeah, a little controversial. We'll talk about that. The state of the Crucible. But yeah. So then this week, obviously banners are done. I said, all right, let me get in there and touch Festival. And I literally just started like the very beginning, spoke to Amanda, did her little, things that she wanted me to do, got my fighting lion, got the catalyst, jumped in there. And yeah, it was cool. I think you described it perfectly last week. Cause I remember when I asked you to rank it because I never played it.
Yep.
And you said you had it right in the middle. You said you wouldn't put it over Escalation Protocol, but you have it over Blind Well. And I think I'm right there with you. It's fast, it's fun. You got the damn nightmare chasing you.
Oh, dude! First time you see that, you're like invisible, and then just like snatches you to Kingdom Come. So
very cool. I like when you get each level boss, so to speak, is a nightmare, and you get that going on. And they get more intense, more frantic. I like that aspect. And then to me, the ultimate troll is at the end when you get in the chest, and it's like, yeah, watch out, the floor might go. You might be in there with an invincible guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's crazy.
So it's cool, man. They got the little bounties. I started a few of them, and definitely will be trying that because shout out. I forgot my man last week in chat. I forgot, man. He put us on, and he was just like 7 masterwork cores. So I'm happy about that.
Get that weekly bounty.
Exactly. Got to get the weekly. So that's pretty much it for me. What I'm saying? That's been just prepping with that, and like I said, each week taking it one at a time. So that's the goal right now.
Nice. Well, do you want to start with your Crucible topic? Because I know we can get to the TWAB, but
sure.
I was like, I feel like we can just open it straight up because honestly, that's just kind of a broad one. So you just jump in and let's open it up.
All right, here's the deal. Like, so obviously, me, I play a lot of Crucible. With D2, at the start of D2, I did not. And in D1, I used to play a lot. So for me, I have some interesting assessments, and I wanted to talk to you about, see how you feel. I don't know if obviously you play, but I know you play PvE mostly. But during the course of it, and I've gone through a lot of different weapon types, archetypes, trying to find that good loadout. Shout out to my boy Kaibatu. We've had some discussions like this. Now that the meta is settling, I would say, right? Wouldn't you say that the meta is settling, Yvonne? It's like
it feels like it's kind of in where it's at for now. Yeah.
You got your Luna's House out there, you've got a lot of good weapons out there. And I've come to the conclusion, I was like, first of all, I had a lot of fun. Let me just say that off top. Like doing Banner that whole week, which is one of my favorite events. I love the 3 lockdown mechanic. It's almost to the point that I almost don't want to play Control without it. Like I love the lockdown mechanic. I just love it. So
I'm with you. I honestly wish that was just there.
Yeah, man. I almost like Control because it adds such a different layer to Control. Oh, Chris Colbert, what's up, baby? Salute. Good to see you. Yeah, so it adds like such a different layer to it, and and what you can strategically make comebacks because you're like, okay, if we cap now, we're down, but we can still pull. It's just a tug of war, give and take. So I got that going on. I played my favorite bowl, got my bounties, got all my powerful gear, having fun. And while I'm going through it, I'm like, yo, I got to talk about this meta. And I want to bring it to your attention because I'm going to say something very controversial. I think
we'll see.
as of right now, Destiny 2 Crucible meta is the best it's ever been. and I know I'm going to get heat for this, but I really analyzed, and the reason why I came to that conclusion is this. I said that I can't recall. Listen, there's always going to be favorites, right? We went through the Thorn meta. We went through the Nerwin's
Uh,
Mercy, Doctrine of Passing.
it was like Auto Suros in the beginning.
Soros had its meta in the very beginning. I remember Truth had a little fun in the middle. Remember Truth? Had a little fun. It had 3 rockets.
I love Truth though. Like
I love Truth.
For a tracking rocket launcher, that's how it should feel.
Yeah, Truth.
Like
Hawk Moon had a good run. Last Word. But I always felt in every meta that I've mentioned, Fellwinter's Lie. Remember that?
Oh, can't forget it. Believe me.
You know what I'm saying?
No
Like,
way.
I feel like every meta I've mentioned, there's always only been 1 to 2 dominant weapons in said meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this meta, I feel the TTKs are so close for the most part. When you have like a God Roll Gold figure, now I got my new baby right now, Claws of the Wolf. I've played with what's Cade's weapon right now? Why am I blanking on Cade's weapon?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. I played with Ace of Spades with the radar on sight. The only negative I could say about this meta is you can say, okay, autos they're not terrible, but they're not dominant, right? I would say autos are not dominant, and it's definitely a pulse rifle meta right now. I would say that, but hand cannons can hang, and I would say scouts still right. Scouts need help still. I'll give you that, and autos. Scouts would probably be the only one you could say, okay, that's borderline useless in this meta.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty close to not working because pulse will do the same, basically.
But I also feel I'm gonna surprise you. I've been rocking grenade launch. I feel grenade launches are better.
Oh, grenade launchers, honestly, like whatever they did, but like between a couple things, those are what I face a lot of.
Yeah,
something we did not have. Like grenade launchers before were trash, and now all of a sudden they're a viable option. If you got proximity, it's like almost like cheating. I mean, grenades are definitely a huge factor for sure.
Right. I'm not a sword guy. I know swords got buffed in PvE, but I'm not seeing them in the Crucible. I'll be at least when I play, my little sample size. I haven't done it. But for them, I mean, think about this. I've just named about like 6 or 7 type of weapon types, right? Subs you can make an argument. I feel what you call it are still good. I feel sidearms are above submachine guns. Sidearms are good. Subs not as much for some reason. I'm not seeing them. I'm not using them. I don't know what that is. And on console, when everybody ran to the new meta, Graviton Lance is still strong, bro. Graviton Lance is still strong. I've been seeing people I've been getting killed with it. I've killed people with it. Yes, it's not the dominant thing. You know what I'm saying? Same with Vigilance. I feel they just move from the very top to the middle. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, it's Justin where autos feel poopy. No, I agree with that. But you know why I don't have a problem with autos feeling poopy, Justin? Is because in my opinion, the pulse is more of a skill weapon than the auto. The auto just hold the button down, right? So I don't mind that autos are in the place that they are. So I'm just going to make this generalized statement. The conclusion is it perfect? No. There's always room for improvement. We know scouts can. Sure. But for the most part, this is the first Destiny meta that when I play, I'm getting killed by a bunch of different things. That's rare. Normally it's like, goddamn shotgun 8 with the Fellwinter's Lie. You know what I'm saying? Here come the Thorn. You always used to get mad at one weapon. Like even last meta, we like, Graviton Lance Vigilance, right? So for me, I would have to say that this is the first meta that I can say 6 to 8 names of dominant weapons that I've been killed by consistently, but I'm happy. I am happy with that, man. So I want to throw this to you. I know it's a little I've been talking a lot, but I strongly feel that way. I think that I've had a ton of. Maybe it's because I'm winning. Maybe I'm too happy. Maybe I got God rolls and I'm living through rose-colored glasses or something. What do you think, E?
Honestly, I mean, I think things are in a pretty good spot. Mm-hmm. From what I play with, I feel like there's options. I know the things that I love using. Generally, my Go figure on PC. I think it's a laser beam.
Mm-hmm.
I love that gun. Right side or wrong, pretty much a
Mm-hmm.
similar option. People
Mm-hmm.
keep telling me it's like your right side's probably even more stable. So I mean, pulses for me feel pretty good. Hand cannons are also viable. Like Ace has just been Ace is lethal, especially
Ace is lethal.
when you get those rounds in there, man. It's just
Bro,
deadly.
we're not even talking about other hand cannons. Trust this. Shout out to King in the chat. Horror story. He said he's running in there. You know what I'm saying? Better like Justin Workman says Drank. Look at all these different names we're saying. I can't recall that in the history of any Crucible meta.
No, I would say you have probably more options depending on play styles.
Yeah.
Now, God rolls will determine what you can probably use. I'm not going to go pick up like a hipfire hand cannon just to try it. But if I go in with like a better Devils, I can still. I'm not going to probably get like a 2.0 or anything like that, but I can still probably hit my average. Even if I take like a decent better Devils and then like shotguns, like I got a retold tail that is. It's got threat detector, rampage, and it got full choke on it with range masterwork. It's pretty solid. I'm like, I'm getting a couple shots with that one. But honestly, go check out Fallout's video. That ridiculous blue botheration. I was checking my like postmaster and I had one of those and I tried that thing. That sucker is broken. It is like weirdly busted in a way. You're like, why is this blue shotgun? And his video is the same way. That's what his video was called. Like, I hate shotguns, because he's like, I have no idea, because he compared it to the Toil and Trouble with like an identical roll. And he's like, I don't know why this is winning. Don't know why it's doing it. So it's like the botheration, that blue shotgun. I'm like, okay. So I actually had one of those, used it, and I was like, yep, that thing is kind of weird. It works better than you ever expect it would.
Escalation shotgun. I can think of. We stole some shotguns in there. We got that. Yep. We got Perfect Paradox. I've used that. It's been great. I got this Gambit one right now. Parcel of Stardust. Lightweight. Yeah. It's competing. It feels great. Provided you get a solid roll, a mid to, so you don't even have a god roll. You know what I'm saying? You, like King said, you could be out here winning. And I can't recall. I really thought of, because I'm like, yo, I am having a lot of fun. I haven't played Crucible this much since D1. And let me tell you real quick. I got this Claws of the Wolf. It's a 540 pulse, RPM pulse. Kill Clip Outlaw. The only weakness I would say to it, because it's a laser. It reminds me of vintage Nerwin Mercy. Remember Nerwin's Mercy?
Oh, yeah.
That it shoots so fast, and if you get that, you're just melting. Time to kill is crazy. So I threw a little counterbalance stock on that bad boy.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of, bring the kick down. Well, Chris Cobra, botheration is lit. Yeah, botheration, a crooked thing, no doubt. And it's like, I threw that. I've been running. So it's my first time taking escalation out of the energy slot, and because Calls of Wolf is energy. So then that's when I've been messing with Paradox. I've been messing with Parcel of Stardust. Then even I've been messing with Colony. I got the Colony Catalyst popping right now. So I've been being cheap with Colony, get little cheap kills. I got a crazy build right now. Shout out to Aztecrow. I'm gonna give y'all a secret right now. All the Warlocks in the build. Let me give y'all a secret. This is what y'all do. You run Void before they nerf it, because we meant nerf may come. Run that Nova Warp. You get them kills, right? You run.
That thing lasts forever.
It's so cheap.
I hear people popping. I'm like, is that dude still? Yep, sure is. Like, it's still going. I'm like, I don't understand how that thing lasts so long.
I gotta confess, like, I hope they leave it alone. Because you Hunters got Blade Barrage, and that's beastie too. But this has got to be the longest
Blade Barrage is just
forever.
Like dead.
And when a Void Warp gets a kill, he's getting his health back. You know that. With the dark matter so you can just keep going. It's crazy. And you do the charge one. Oh man. But anyway, so you do
that. A big blast radius too, because I'll be like almost around corners. I'm like, I'm behind a wall, man.
Through walls. Through walls. We do that. We get you
busted. Yeah.
Bro, it is so crazy. So I'm doing that. Here's the build. Now, if you really want to be cheap, you throw Telesto in energy, right? Throw Telesto in. First of all, it all revolves around Nazareth Sin. Sorry. Nazareth Sin as your exotic helmet, void kills, any type of void kills, weapon kills or ability kills, increase super regeneration, right? Throw super mons on if you have them. It's not really necessary because you're going to get 2 to 3 supers a match, right? Then you get either to if you want to be cheap, you get Telesto in the energy slot, or any of your favorite God rolled weapons, and just make sure your heavy, if possible, is also void. So any void weapon kill, super's going up. You see what I'm saying? Any void ability kill, super's going up. Super mods, super's going up. You see what I'm saying? Like
Oh
it
yeah.
is nonstop. Like I'm getting 20 pieces, 30 pieces. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. Later, kid. Catch you, man. Thanks for jumping in. But yeah, do that. I've been having so much fun. I've been messing around with builds. And yeah, so I just that was pretty much it. I know ramble, but I just wanted to say, like, I know we don't give them a lot of credit. We always complain about what needs to be fixed. And yeah, things need to be fixed. Scout needs to be maybe a little bit, autos a little bit, maybe. Actually I'm okay with autos to be honest, but I would say scouts. I think scouts, in my opinion, definitely need some love. Maybe throw swords number two, as far as what's next in
Yeah,
fixing.
swords are.
Mhm.
They need. I miss the exotics because they had different purposes. They could have. You could have a little more fun with them. The power with them in PVE, like the range. I mean, you have your Dark Talon, which I've been killed in like one match, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, somebody's using that weapon, and it's like it can get used, but most of the time swords, and that's kind of why they struggle in PVE right now, is because they're still just smack, like uppercut. But so many things when you're close to them are going to be painful, like a smack or a blast or just a like ground smash. Swords, I think we'll get to something where they're going to be looked at, but it was just like swords for me. I don't know, the ones who run them in PvP, like more power to you, because like they can just work me sometimes. But generally, swords need some help. I'd say autos need a little buff, baby buff, and then scouts. Your 15% buff was only in PvE, and I'm like, you needed that in PvP.
They needed it in PvP
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, well, it's like it's what pulses can do, and none of the maps are built to be too long. You have your one, whatever the new version of, what is it, Convergence or
Convergence? Yeah.
Whatever that version is. I mean, that's got some longer lines, but honestly, I'd rather use a sniper at that point. Scouts are in just kind of a weird spot. Like, I can't quite figure out what's supposed to be, because pulses. I mean, I'm gonna hit somebody with a sniper, but I can also tag them with my go figure just about as well. And that's a point where I'm struggling to find a reason to use a scout.
How do we feel about snipers? How do you feel about snipers?
They still flinch like a mother.
Yeah.
Like I'll get them. I mean, there's points where, like that map, for example, the old Pantheon version. I can tag people with them. Definitely put the little hat on top with the might on my Dread Adventure. Definitely gonna pop some heads off. I mean, my Dread Adventure feels pretty good. I don't know why specifically that one tends to be my go-to if I'm gonna go PvP sniping. So I don't mind that one, and I've definitely got picked off a lot. So I mean, some people are capable, but it's like, and I can't totally fight it. Like, if you're aimed down sights and you get tagged, you should flinch, like, because it really pisses you off when you're on the other side. You see that scope, you shoot them, and they're still able to hit you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just hit your shoulder. You're shooting me with a sniper rifle. You're no longer accurate. So I'm like, I can't fault it too much. Yeah. Because if I can get the drop on you, I should win. If you attack me, I should, in a sense, either pull off, pull back, lose, wait to another lane. Because, I mean, snipers for me are not one that you should be like quick scoping, turn around, 180, no scopes. Like, that stuff to me does not feel like a sniper's purpose. It never has. Now, people are skilled enough to do that. More power to you. By all means, I'm not going to argue, but it's just how I don't feel snipers should be. But it's like, there's some, they feel pretty, like they feel decent, but I still feel like they could be better. But like the quick scopes and things like that, I mean, that's just a talent I've never had. So I mean, I'm impressed. But in general, the way a sniper rifle is meant to work, that's not kind of how I feel it's supposed to work. And I may get crap for that because that's just not my thing. But
I want to shout out your chat right now. Your boy Likens going there. He said Nova is dumb. He was like, you can get a team wipe easy. I can't lie. He ain't lying. He's like, Telesto, oh my God. He said that Nova, and then shout out to Oscar. He's like, that dude Nova needs fixed. That thing can run for a week. Listen, man.
I'll literally like get killed halfway across the map, get spawned on like another point, and here he comes. I'm like, oh God, son of a. I'll even be using my retold tail, which is void, smash him. Doesn't matter. Does not even do a damn thing to him because I'm just like, did I just like throw rice? It doesn't do anything.
Shout out to Chris Covey. He's like, try to blade barrage me and see what happens. Listen, I feel. Oh, you talking about the arc deflect? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was even heard like Miss Thousand Watts. She was at one point she talked about that, and she was just saying she was having a lot of fun just making people angry. Just be like, yep, that's fun. Oh yeah, just with that reflection, the arc staff.
Mm,
She was just having a lot of fun. Be like, well, that was like her new baby for a little while. She was just like toying everybody with that. Be like, oh nope, can't
mhm.
touch me. And it's just like, yeah, you're just gonna die right back. So yeah, if you can actually be in that moment, it's hard to counter Blade Barrage because it is typically so fast.
Yeah,
Like if
Blade
somebody's
Barrage is super strong
you
and
have to have
super fast.
yeah, you have to have up like you have to be in super to have a chance to defend. Even with that one, you can't like hear the Blade Barrage noise, pop your super, and get your like reflection up. You're gonna be dead before it happens. So
Absolutely.
I was like, Blade Barrage is just like poof, like you're
Hmm.
done. So it's quick. I mean, but as we're talking, there's a lot of as you said, and that's why I think it's not a completely crazy statement. You're
Hmm.
like, oh, it's gonna be all controversial. I think people may have favorites of times, but honestly, the
Hmm.
options we were all talking about I think agrees to that point that you're saying it is in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, like I said, I just can't remember looking at my entire, everything that's equipped I got running out there, and I'm like, yo, a lot of these things are viable. Like every slot, I've got at least 2 to 3 weapons, whether it be kinetic, energy, even in the heavy, and I just couldn't think. I really challenged myself. I was like, when has it? And it's usually all the problem with Destiny, and it's a very hard game to balance, right? Shout out to Wisniewski and those dudes, the sandbox team. We give them crap and stuff like that, but this game has so many variables, space magic, and all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
to balance Destiny, like it probably would never be an esport, right? It's just so many things that are kind of could be out of whack.
You'd have to do just like you would have to have set loadout, well, not even set loadouts, but just like here are 3 guns for your kinetic, here are 3 for
Yeah.
this, here are 3, and you can pick from those, and
Hmm.
then you could have some builds from there. But like
Facts.
you would have to kind of make everything in a level playing field before you could
Right.
really try that
And
piece. So
and
that's why
yeah.
I won. Yeah.
You just touched on the last thing and I'll be done with it, which is with the armor sets now, really tweaking towards build. When you having like a shotgun scavenger or a fusion scavenger, getting more for your Telesto or more for that shotgun, whatever it is you like, per brick pickup, right? Those things make a difference, man. When you have that, reloader perk, like I actually, as a warlock, I use, what was the snake fang arms? Why am I blanking right now? To help you reload fast. Viper Totemic. What's the why am I blanking on the name of that's the name of the perk. I forget the name of the arms right now. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
reload. Oh, Ophidian aspects.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right. So like that would be a mainstay. But because of different perks and different armor sets, you can have something that reloads just, a shotgun or whatever you want. So now you're getting into the minutia of builds. And it's just fun. I'm really having a lot of fun. And like I said, all I got left is, really complaining scouts. And yeah, but that's what I got, man. Having fun in the Crucible. Try it.
Yeah, it's like I mean, some people give it crap because like, oh, Destiny Crucible, and some people go to Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is in a decent spot. I haven't played the multiplayer that much actually, because honestly, I do enjoy Destiny's
Mhm.
Crucible. I like the variety, the space magic, and all that stuff gives it. I mean, you hear hammers popping, you're like, oh, there was a guy who walked around with the new big hammer, just
Yeah.
wrecked like my whole team. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm always usually playing with randoms and stuff, but
Mhm.
I was like, he playing that right spot and just was walking around just working everybody with that thing. And just
Yeah.
to see even that thing have some use in places,
Yes.
I was impressed. I
I've
was
been
just,
killed by that. Hmm.
yeah. It curves towards enemies too. When you smash the ground, that like line turns. And
Yes. You
yeah, so
can't
it will
get away. It's
kind
very
of see,
sticky, right? It feels
yeah,
like you
it'll
can't get
definitely turn
away.
towards you. If you're like kind of in front, you even move, it's going to shift and still smash underneath it. So
Yes. Hmm.
yeah, it'll get you more than you think you will. And if people are on a point, you may as well kiss that goodbye. So
Yeah, like it, I'm with you, man. The only next up, I do feel like snipers and scouts should be next up in line. Scouts should be first. I agree, but they're not like definitely scouts. There's no doubt. But
yeah.
yeah, man, let's get into this twab. We got going on.
So, if you guys have been playing, Haunted Forest is still out there. Um, make sure at least do the weekly bounty. It's worth 7 masterwork cores.
Mhm.
You've got the 600 horror story. Now, if you're like highlight level, I can see that being less of an incentive
Mhm.
just because, like, if I'm 600, I'm like, do I really need an
Mhm.
origin story? I mean, it's got a decent roll on it. It's probably not going to be a game changer, as Chris Corba Elite literally just said that earlier. But if you're like mid level and it is something you can grind out for, it
Mhm.
definitely will help your light level a ton. So if you have not
Yes.
grinded out for origin story, horror story, I should say,
Mhm.
pick it up. I mean, it's an easy thing to do. It's fun. You can do it with randoms. Might take you like 10 or 12 runs, something like that, and you'll probably get it. So it's really not too bad to get to. Just takes a little time. And honestly, I kind of enjoy the variation in there. I've got a couple different masks. And I like what they did with the masks. I think we probably mentioned it before, but you can level them up.
Right.
Like as you use it more, the perks, like it unlocks more perks and things like that. And I think that'd be a nice thing to see on some other specific gear. Say there's like, I mean, somebody, I don't know if it was a comment somewhere, somebody said it. It could have been even just like Destiny Reddit. Like Blindwell needs something to grind for out of it because it's kind of starting to lose its luster.
Agree.
It needs either escalation protocol armor, specific weapons, things like that.
Completely agree.
Because Blindwell, whether just for the bounty, is literally the only reason we're all in there. At this point, it's not doing as much because there's not that incentive. There's not that like weekly. If there was something like a weapon that dropped off
I agree.
What is it? The tier 4, you know what I'm talking about, the heroic version.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If there was one that dropped off like one of those 3 guys every week that you had to grind for, whether it's the meatball or the big ogre or the giant, like whatever it is, if there's a specific, that would give us incentive to head in there more to give us just more variety, and even something with random rolls. I mean, that's incentive right there to just keep going for it. I mean, that would be kind of a way to get to it. So that's why for me, Blindwell has been losing its luster, and Haunted Forest was better.
I haven't gone back in there, bro. I gotta be honest. I got a confession. I might as well say it now. Had this talk with the client. I've low-key not been interested in doing Dreaming City stuff. I don't know why. I just don't, because I guess a lot of it revolves around, not that the space is beautiful. And it's just that I don't be wanting to do it. Unless it's a raid. I'll do the raid.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do Blindwell. Well, like you say, like once I got my Seeds of Light, remember that was the reason to go in there? And I think you nailed it. It's like, there's really no reason to go back in there. I can't. I'm having fun doing other things. I guess that's a good thing. You got fun doing other. But what do you think? I mean, are you still going into the Dreaming City consistently? I mean, well, you're doing Shattered Throne, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, that I'll do when it's up. That for 100% is for sure.
When it's not up, are you in the other modes? Are you doing Petra's bounties all the time?
I'll do them because it's an easy way to get a high piece of gear, especially if I'm just looking for 600 varieties. I mean, even if it's like knock out your dailies, I'll pick the ones that are quick, like, hey, do some patrols. If it's public events, I'll throw it in there, and if I see them, I'll do them, but I won't like seek them out. If it's like go to a lost sector, those are quick. So I mean, some of the week, like the dailies and knock out your 8, that's easy to do, like just a few a day even. I mean, as for Blindwell, I did actually admit that was like last week, it straight up fell off. And I probably had been doing it every week just because Blindwell is a good thing for me to grind for, kind of get up to. And then is it Blindwell where you get the purification ritual and stuff like that? I forget. So I mean, I've been doing those because I want to eventually have those transcendent blessings if I do want to go kind of be even more efficient. Right. And those transcendent blessings are going to help things like Shattered Throne, stuff like that. It's going to be that benefit. So, I mean, so I mean, there are benefits to it, but just those blessings, well, especially once you have those, if you have that good set of Dreaming City armor or anything like that, it's gonna start losing its appeal quicker, right? And it kind of already has. It's like it serves a purpose, but it's like it doesn't have the same fun factor because it is on the repetitive side, and it's to me kind of losing its shine. And if they would just throw a little bit extra in there, it'd be great.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Colbert in the chat. He's been doing bounties in the Dreaming City to hope to get better rolls on certain guns and exotic. He actually said that he's not doing he don't really care about the horror story because he's got a tiger spike with auto outlaw and kill clip.
I mean, that thing sounds like a beast.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. What's your chat say? What did they feel about it? All right, so Oscar hit me. He says, just real quick, I just want to respond to Oscar. Too bad you like Telesto have nightmares about the weapon. Maybe new armor weapons. Yeah, I mean, back on that discussion real quick. Yeah, Telesto's beast. It really is. It's really good, and I think with Lycan also saying that like Telesto can beat a scout. But to your chat, as far as I'm curious, like, what do you guys feel? Ebontis chat about the Dreaming City, the Blindwell. Like, are you guys in there consistently? Are you guys doing your Petra bounties? I'm very curious. I just want to know if this was just a me thing.
Yeah, we'll see what they say. I was like, I mean, it's just. The Dreaming City is cool. I love running around in there. It's like the secret stuff when you go in and do the Ascendant. I mean, I do the Ascendant challenges every week. That's easy. You do those?
Not really.
Like that's an easy thing, powerful gear, like takes you, maybe 15, 20 minutes, knock it out. You can do it solo. I obviously show
Let me
those.
tell you what happens to me.
I was
I
like,
think
so that's probably one of the easiest things to do though. And that's why I would say like, if you don't do much in the Dreaming City, it's 20 minutes for a piece of powerful gear guaranteed and you're done. And it's
true,
honestly not
true.
that hard to get.
I
You
think what I
probably
need
have
to
like,
do is do it first. I think I know what the problem is. Here's the problem. The reset comes, the whole map is lit up with gold things to do, right? I love Crucible, so I go in there first. Then I'm like, okay, I'll do the flashpoint. Hint, hint, the flashpoint. Then I'll do, the 3 strikes. Get the nightfall done. Then I'm like, Gambit matches take a while.
they do, man. If you get in a two, like if it ends up going to the third round, you're like, this is like a 30-minute round.
This is a 30-minute round. So now I'm doing 4 Gambit matches, most likely, because usually you do 2 or 3, you get your powerful gear, but then you probably grab some drifter bounties and you're almost close to finishing them. So you're like, all right, let me play another one just to finish this out, whatever, that kind of thing. Now that's like 2 days of me playing, right? So now I'm like, okay, what else I got left? And it's just always something going on. And I just, for whatever reason, I guess what I probably need to do, I think I know what it is, because I was told when you're doing your light level chase, you do Dreaming City last so that you can get the power.
Generally you would. Yep.
Right. And I think what happens is I'm doing everything else. And by the time I get to the weekend, dudes want to raid, dudes want to do other things. And then I'm just never completing Dreaming City stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, honestly, because like that would be generally the way I'd want to do it is use all those lower ones, like say like tier 1 levels, whatever, just your flashpoints, your strikes and all that stuff to get, fill the gaps, kind of work on building up that light level a little bit. Yeah, go get the Dreaming City to get that bigger jump. Because I mean, that was the same thing I was doing when I was leveling up. I mean, at this point now, those have less appeal because to me, once you get to, I mean, when you're in the 590s, you're like, or if you're close to almost 600, I'm like, it honestly doesn't matter where I go. So then I can just kind of pick. So, I mean, what light level are you?
Right now, like, yeah, I'm definitely 590, like 589, 590.
So, I mean, at this point, they're all going to give you like small chunks. So literally just go pick whatever you want. It's all going to drop about the same if you're going
that's
for powerful.
That's what I say to myself. And I'm like, I'm just going to do the stuff that I have fun doing.
I enjoy the Ascendant challenges, though. Like, I think all of those were well made.
Yeah, very much so.
There are more of them. There's 6 and I've seen them all now. And I was like, I wish there were like a few we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, that's dope.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I think, so what did it say? Lycan, he's doing the Petra bounties for easy gear. Blindwell, not at all. Like, Blindwell, and that's the thing is you need more people in there. I mean, outside of like random people who can solo those things, you need people in there. If they don't understand some of the mechanics later on, it's one of those that's, and even for me, I've thought about like doing an just like a basics video on Blindwell, just for some people that walk in and don't know what to shoot or what the anthemas are or the plagues, stuff like that. But it's like, if people don't understand the heroic version, they don't even know how to drop the shield.
Yeah, they don't. Yep.
So it's like when you get to trying to do some of the higher ones, now people are probably higher light levels. They could probably eventually just smash their way through it because more people are going to be up there. But I mean, Blindwell is one of those that I still have people ask me like, hey, how do you get your subclass? And it's like, I sometimes forget like the pace that everybody plays at. Not everybody. And I haven't even rated, and I'm basically like on my 2 characters, like 595, 600. I mean, I'm not 600, but I'm like 595 on both, if not more. And I was like, and I've done a pretty consistent grind, haven't rated much, if pretty much but one time. But then I forget there's some people being like, hey, what level can you do this and stuff like that. And I literally went through one Ascendant challenge. It was like, hey, I'm going to lower myself down to like 550. And I had people saying, hey, thank you, because that's me, or I'm a little lower. And I'm going, I was doing this as kind of like a trial just to show this might be a recommended piece or the difference in damage. And there's people that aren't there yet. So, I mean, that's the part of the issue of not having that incentive in Blindwell is going to be the people who need the help are going to start having people wander off into other games, wander off into other things, and not have incentive when they do play to go play in there and help the people who need it the most.
No, I agree.
So,
I agree, man.
Yeah, it'd be I don't know. And then for me, you said you always go to do your strikes. I'm like, unless it's a heavyweight day, those are not high on my list.
See, I like the strikes. I don't like
the story.
I hate the story missions.
The stories those are like bottom of the barrel for me. Sadly.
Bottom of the barrel.
I will go do Petra bounties. I will go do Blindwell probably over the story missions.
Yeah, I don't like. And another thing is like, I miss the old D1 days where you just go on a strike or whatever, and it just keeps going, right? It just keeps going, you just keep going, just keep going into orbit, going back in, and it's like you gotta pick it, then you stop. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like the same one out of like a same curated list. So it's like I'm not feeling, to be honest, I'm not feeling doing those strikes, these are 3 story missions. To be honest, I think they need to change the structure of it in some fashion to make it a little bit more appealing. I like that the story missions are there. I
Yeah.
just don't like that it's only a couple. Just randomize it. Why don't they just put it like strike? Like put it in the queue and just let me rock and get
Yeah,
3 out
random
the way.
story mission. Modifiers are decent in there and stuff like that
Mm,
because I mean sometimes you just want to do blast through them, but it's like we have played the story. Like I've done
mhm,
PlayStation 3 characters, I've done PC, I've gone through it on multiple characters. I've seen these things multiple times.
mhm.
So I mean, they're if they want to do the heroics, like the stuff they did for the can I remember
Mhm.
Solstice armor,
Yeah.
the changes to those, even
Mhm.
if they were just more minor tweaks,
Mhm.
like crank them up to make them really heroic. Because honestly, they're really not hard. They're not that hard. And if you want
Mhm.
to give me something to work through, give me like give me whatever your current level is, and go give me like a Nightfall level of that thing that's going to
Mhm.
absolutely whoop my butt,
Mhm.
and just make it a challenge, but make it have something in there because they got just the powerful gear as people, and that's what some people have been saying. Why I was thinking about doing Red Dead is like as they
Mhm.
get closer and closer to
Mhm.
600 power level, there's
Mhm.
less and less of incentive to do that other stuff.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That's one of those pieces where, yeah, story missions need a tweak. Strikes for me are lower. The Nightfall is still a challenge because, like, you've got the scoring, you've got stuff like that. Why
Mhm.
that stuff is not and the like strike exclusive loot and scoring? Why
Yes.
that isn't in the strikes at all? The normal strikes
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of bothers me.
That bothers me. We need more strike specific loot. Those are those old. They bring the skeleton keys back. Add more into the pool that you could only get there, and that'll make that more fun too. But
Yeah,
we
because
got
they
too
were
lot
just
to get
like,
into, man.
sorry, rambling.
I know we going.
Yeah, but yeah, so Festival of Lost, as we said, going on. They have a costume contest going on. So if you've got a specific mask, if you've got a set of armor, if you want to put your little pieces all together with certain shaders,
Hmm.
do that. Go to wherever you want, take a picture, and submit it to Bungie, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, and just use the hashtag Festival of Costumes,
Hmm.
and they're gonna pick their top 10. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's just like, hey, it's just like throwing something out there, have fun, find a goofy picture. People get creative with these things. So I'm honestly curious what people do. Like
That is gonna be
somebody's
creative.
like middle of a dance, take a screenshot. You'll be on top of like somebody's head, or I don't know what somebody's gonna like. If somebody can do like a dance on top of the Invincible Knight's head and catch like the perfect screen frame or something, that's gonna be one of those. You're like, damn, like those will be
Yeah.
cool. So
Hmm.
I'll be curious to see some of those. It's a random little contest, but those are always fun. They say group shots are welcome, humor encouraged, put on a mask and go show the bad guys they can't keep us down. So
Hmm.
I think overall this has definitely got to be the best festival without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
Without a
just like
doubt.
the haunted forest is cool. The masks
Hmm.
that you can level them up is kind of fun. They give you more incentive. So overall, I think it's been treated pretty well.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
next
Uh-oh.
week, next week. So we got quality of life, we got patch.
Woo!
So I know we've both been talking a little bit, but
Woo!
you want to start this one out, sir? Get us
Hype,
rocking and
man.
rolling.
Now we talking about the QO. We're gonna live our best QOL. That's what we're gonna talk about now.
Yep. Let me get this
Yeah,
nice
man.
and zoomed in for everybody so we can all see it.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it
All
looks like
right.
we got some basic changes. 2.05. Looking forward to this one. The general will start off with a Banshee. He'll give up to 25 gunsmith materials at a time. So that leveling up will go a little faster.
I gotta say something here.
Go for
I have 6,000 gunsmith materials. I need something to do with those before I like just start deleting them. I need some because I'm not just gonna drop 6,000 because what would that be? 60 weapons just for random
it.
BS rolls?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there needs to be some reason, just somewhere in 6,000 gunsmith materials, I need to be
Right.
getting a few mod components.
Well,
Somewhere in there, it's got to be an
I
option.
agree. I agree. With the Black Armory rumors, you may good thing you may hold on to those. I'm hearing things. I don't know if you heard those things, but I'm hearing things.
I
Shout out
haven't
to
heard
Unknown
that
Player.
specific piece of it, but yeah.
Yeah, man. So hold on to that. We may have some other vendors we may need to give those to. So you never know. So that we got that. We got increasing stack size of ghost fragments from 10 to 20. I like that. It's good. Let me hold on to more. We
Okay,
do
sorry. Side note here
go for
too.
it. Go for it.
Like they gave us 100,000 glimmer, but I'm still sitting at that cap. Why can't it be like 200, 300? It's like it's
Yeah.
not. And if you play like for 6 hours and you have a buttload, then you spend it all on something. Why is
Hmm.
that a factor? Why is it only 10? Why can't it be like 50 ghost fragments?
Hmm.
Like I always wonder why these limitations on pieces when
I
they
agree.
seem like little, like I can only have five, you know, tier 3 charges. Now I don't seem to run out of those,
Hmm.
so at least they fixed the drop rate versus what was the place in the dreadnought? Because those I would literally run out. Like I don't seem to run out of whatever like tier 3 charge or whatever I'm playing. I get
Right.
them back, so I mean that's
Hmm.
fine. But
Hmm.
I mean ghost fragments and stuff is they're going to be doing a lot of bounties. If there's a point where I stock a lot of them up and then I come in for a week and just clear out the bounties, it's
Hmm.
just one of those for me. I wish there was just a little more space on a couple things, and I never
Yeah.
understand where the memory space is. Like to me, like ghost fragments, that's got to be like a tick in a database. To me, in my
Yeah.
head, I'm not a pro, I'm not a
I'm gonna
developer.
be
I
honest with you.
know.
I don't even think this is a database issue. I think this is Bungie trying
Slow
to
down.
slow down hoarding. This I don't think this is a database issue at all. I think that they're making. I think the Banshee decision was that they knew coming in that there was going to be a lot of people like you from D2 launch to Osiris and Warmind that's going to come in and cash out, right? So
Yeah.
they were like, let's up the rate, that kind of
Yeah,
thing. And
but see, that screws over like 90% of the player base.
they don't care.
I'm just but that's part of a problem though. I'm not saying they don't care, but that's
Mhm.
the whole inflation on the masterwork cores
Mhm.
is like just busted to a point of like he's
Oh yeah.
just vicious.
But think
So
think of the mindset. If you're a dev, right? Their whole thing, to me, the theme of Forsaken from a development standpoint is to throttle you, to slow you down. That
they
you're
did
gonna,
that enough. Like they did that enough with the way the light levels go, like the soft cap being where it is
yes,
and that type of stuff.
yes.
Just the fact that like stacks of things, you can't level up with that.
Hmm.
Because after a certain while, they're not even helping your light level. So your stacks and stacks of 700 IO tokens isn't going to do a damn thing. That's why I was like, they made that throttle specific, and they did enough to make it.
Hmm.
I mean, they slowed you down. They did
Yeah,
plenty of a job at that.
right.
So that's why I was like making these little stacks or little things here.
Hmm.
These are not the pieces to me that
Hmm.
change the throttle in any way. They're just more of a frustration that's not useful.
I think I agree. I agree. I think what it is also, it comes down to your main issue, which I think you made a fantastic point last Flashpoint, which is the loot pool is not as expansive enough.
Yes.
Right? So if the
Yeah.
loot pool was expansive and you were getting completely different things, and I think someone said this on Reddit, and I think this is this is a little tangent. The idea is that we've got all these armor sets and weapons in D2 year one that are just not can't be used. You know what I'm saying? Are not going to be used because they don't have the new slots and all that. So why not just repurpose them, bring them back? You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Uh huh.
I have armor sets in there that I'm like, damn, like I wish, I got same thing, weapons and stuff like that. I'm like, am I really gonna go back and use this scout? I even have trouble using Midnight Coup because I'm like, all right, yeah, it's a good roll, but I'm like, I can never get a mod on it. I can never get it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like the
mean, people still
master.
use Midnight Coup because it's just like the best roll you're going to ask for. So, I mean, it's still
True.
that thing's still
It's
lethal,
still
but it's like it's
viable.
the one
Right.
that and
It's the
inaugural
one.
address. I guess those are the
But
two.
let's just say it'll never be if you happen to get a rampage outlaw. Let's just say you happen to get, right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It'll never beat the Forsaken version.
because you can't mod it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I get it. I get it. So I think back to your whole point about the gun materials and stuff like that. If the loot pools expanded, we weren't getting 35,000 edge transits and all this other stuff, that would make the throttling seem less worse than what it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if there were just like a little more variety, if they take in and not even all of all of year one, you could do like some select ones, like bring back a few, like I can't even remember the Manan. I can never
Yes,
say that thing.
man.
Like
Yeah.
just pick some and like start throttle like with festival. You could be like, hey,
Hmm.
just add some stuff back in, or I mean, black armor, it's going to bring some, which will be good, and I think it'll be well needed.
Hmm.
But just to trickle a few of those back in and be cool if like, hey, here's a new reset. Occasionally you might see some new stuff from, the gunsmith or from just random drops in places. Other stuff might just randomly start popping in. People like, hey, this is new. Like that'd be just kind of a fun thing to just, you know, whenever they do a maintenance patch or something, just update the servers with a couple more and just have somebody slowly trickling stuff in there just to give us more variety. Because I'm not going to go spend 2,000 gunsmith materials on like the same 6 weapons, like because I keep getting duplicates. That's all I get.
Good point. Valid point. So we got that, and then yeah, man, reduce shader dismantle time from 1 second to 0.25.
Yeah, that just can't get fast enough.
And here's the fun. Now we get to the fun. Exotic duplicate weighting. So when you receive an exotic, we will take into account all the exotics you found and weight them against exotics you have yet to acquire. This lowers the chance of receiving exotics you already own. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Woo! Man, exotics that you do not yet own will be individually weighted much higher than duplicate exotics. When receiving duplicate exotics, you will more likely to earn armor pieces as they have randomly rolled perks. And exotic quest weapons, aka Malfeasance and Ace of Spades, are being removed. And Chaperone are being removed from the exotic Ingram loot. Praise the It's the Lord's day, man. They out here doing the Lord's work on this 12. This is what I'm talking about, man. Because as you know, I mean, you've had the discussion. In my opinion, you say I have, I say I haven't. I have still not gotten a Forsaken exotic. I do not count the Lord of Wolves because I feel that's bounty specific and tied to that.
Gun, you wanted it though, man.
True. So, I cannot tell a lie. I did want that.
You wanted that gun. You're like, oh, I got the gun I want, but I'm just not gonna count this one because I just have to be annoying. But I'm not gonna count this one. When I got that one, you're like, oh, that was my jam back in there. I can't wait to get it back. And then now you've got it. Now you've got it, and you're like, yeah, but
it's not the same. That's like someone telling me, yo, this is treasure map on this part of Texas at this block, and all you can it's not the same.
How many wanted bounties did you do to get it?
Maybe, to be honest, I wasn't even doing them a lot, and I really started doing them maybe the last 2 weeks. So once I started focusing on really doing them, I got it quickly. You know, it just RNG in the wild. Oh my God. Winter's God, I get all of these old exotics, and I'm just like, what is going on? I still haven't gotten Borealis as an Xbox guy. You know, I'm still waiting on that. But it's just like, man.
Have you not used your Faded Engram once a week? Just buy it.
Yeah, I should.
That was the first thing I literally, like, that's the first Faded Engram I bought. Done.
Yeah,
because I mean, buy it on a character where you have all the old armor. Done.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question.
No, I definitely feel you on that. So like this is just like, man, thank God. Shout out to like it. Yeah, chat. Thank God. Like these things needed to happen. Now, again, from what they said in the past, is it going to guarantee you don't get what you've already had? No. But this is so important because it's sad. I know people who are in the same situation, which is like they haven't gotten one new Forsaken. Dude, what are we in now? Like, and I know it's crazy because we wanted them to be rare, but we like, can we get something that we've never had ever? You know, so this is good to see. What are you thinking before we get into enhancement course?
I mean, these are all like logical changes.
Yeah.
I mean, they tweaked it hard. They went from like 1 to 11 on the rarity. So I mean,
like,
people
you're getting exotics too much, huh?
No, great. What we like, do. Like trying to grind for stuff like, you know, Galahorn, things like that, the Vex Mythoclast. Those were brutally like RNG. So I mean, back in D1, this just reminds me of D1 more than anything. Yes. How rare things are. And now I just randomly must have decent luck. I was literally in the middle of my Nightfall recording yesterday for Arms Dealer, and just in that opening little section, I was like, "What?" Oh, I was like, an exotic just popped on the ground.
What'd you get?
And then I got Entailus Wards.
Wow.
And I was literally recording, and I was like, "Sorry guys, don't be mad." In the middle of my video, I was like, I know it's a struggle, and I was like, and I just got one to pop on video, and I'm like, crap.
Must be nice. Me and Jimbo, we're on our 5th tractor cannon. Facts. Oh
yeah,
man.
that's why I was literally just like, this is not helping my cause
Dude,
at all.
and what's crazy is I know a few people like you that they're just like it's like a normal day. It's like raining for everyone else, bad weather. It is a sunny day for you. And I'm sitting
I was like, I've had for me what I feel like a reasonable amount drop. Like I've had what I feel like is a fair, like, yeah, people are like, it's scarce. They're in a drought. They're in the depression. Like, it's all bad times.
yeah.
And then me, I'm just like, this feels rare enough that I'm like, oh, sweet, I got one. But it's not like, holy crap, it only took me 10,000 like enemies to get one. Like, I'm not to that level. And that's why I was like, it's just a different side. I don't know why. I mean, it is RNG, but apparently my RNG rolls are taking all of your RNG rolls for whatever reason. Yeah, it's like I'm getting all the ones you're supposed to be getting.
Oh man, yeah, it's funny. So, listen, this was huge. Definitely, like you said, logical step that needed to happen. Exotic duplicate waiting. Love it. Now the next one, the big one, enhancement cores. Masterwork cores will be renamed enhancement cores. More sources will award enhancement cores. They'll be added to scrapper bounties, cool, and 6 of the spider weekly bounties. Nice.
There you go.
Enhancement cores will be more visible in the loot feed. That's cool. Like all of that. Exotic tuning. Just some stuff for Wish Ender. Increased base damage, which is good. Fix an issue where the broadhead perk would not properly activate under certain circumstances, which would result in a loss of damage. Now that's huge because that was one of the main things I kind of held off from getting it. Because I'm like, I wanted to see it at its most powerful. Now, do you have Wish Ender, correct, right?
I don't actually.
Oh,
I mean, I finished Shattered Throne, but I haven't done the quest yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So,
like, I started it. I talked to the statue. I have to go wander somewhere and get the thing kicked off because my buddies and I did that, but then I didn't get a chance to go finish it up because my friends went out of town. So I was trying to do it with them and wait. But yeah, I was like, I got it started, but no, I haven't finished it.
Okay, cool. And then we got Malfeasance, which is definitely getting some changes. And actually, I was about to say, do you got Malfeasance?
Quest started, no, and honestly I just haven't jumped into that one because I didn't want it in the loot pool, same why my chaperone hasn't been picked up. I literally have the chaperone sitting at Amanda Holiday and I just keep hitting escape because people, I was like, I even seen other Twitch people just be like, and yep, still got that quest thing on my screen because I don't want it in the loot pool. Because
got you.
I was like, because I didn't want it. So I've been just chilling like everybody else on chaperone. But for Malfeasance, I want to kind of record it in like progression, and we'll get to a good time for me to grind for it coming up.
Yeah, man. So yeah, they're increasing the explosive shadow detonation damage. That's cool. Increasing damage against Taken and invaders, which fits with the lore of the weapon as well as Gambit efficiency. So I like that big time. And then we got trace rifles. Interesting. I didn't think trace rifles would get touched. So will spawn with 50 ammo in the Crucible. Very interesting.
I don't know what they're at right now.
I would say I don't remember what the number is, but
like
I will.
It seemed to go too fast.
I will say that. I will say
it didn't have quite enough to like. I mean, you might miss like a little bit or two, so you need some time to kind of get locked in and kind of let them go. So I think this feels like a decent number to get like 1, maybe 2 kills, but you're not going to get a lot because honestly, it burns through the ammo so fast.
So fast.
To be like still gone quick.
This is the same problem why, because I used to love Lord of Wolves and Crucible in D1, and this is the same reason why I don't like it right now in D2. The ammo goes so fast.
Oh, God, yes, it does.
Oh my Lord, I'm like, I can't. They're gonna have to tweak it because I had to put it there. I love that gun, and I like the new perk, but I just couldn't do it. But trace rifles, this is interesting. Trying to make them more playable in Crucible. They also will benefit from the following armor perks: auto rifle loader, unflinching auto rifle aim, auto rifle targeting, precision weapon targeting, auto rifle dexterity. So anything auto rifle related is going to help and assist your trace rifle. So that's what they got, man. So overall, with the this quality of life stuff, patch 2.05, how are you feeling about this stuff?
I mean, this stuff is all good in my opinion. I don't see much that's kind of a downfall here. I wish we had maybe even another spot for enhancement cores because I know they're trying to give Tangled Shore a little bit more use for those like wanted bounties, kind of give you more reason to do them, but it is going to get really old to be like, oh, gotta go grind another like 5 or 6 guys because some of those are like, hey, run into a lost sector and go do that. But on the other side, it's also, hey, I don't want to run to this lost sector again just to go kill this one guy. I mean, they're on the scrapper bounties, which is, I think that's actually kind of cool because the scrappers are sometimes like not always like the incentive's not there because they have 24 hours. If you pop it and you're like, oh, well, I'll just leave. It's not that big a deal if I lose it. Now it's like if that pops, be like, sweet. like
Mm-hmm.
a reason to kind of go and knock some of those out. I just wish there was like maybe one more place, or maybe they could be random drops from doing this, that, or the other thing. Just a couple places where you might see them randomly drop a little bit more frequently. Because I still feel like while they're there, unless you get like 3 or 4, if it's like one masterwork core per bounty, I'm still gonna kind of be a little
Yeah.
It just, I feel like as limited as they are, and as more people want, like I haven't up masterworked a piece of armor like at all.
I haven't even touched that. Yeah.
No, and that's like a piece that we're all kind of waiting out on, just because, I mean, we knew this is eventually getting here, so we've been waiting this long on this piece. But also, it's like, if there's a piece of armor that I want to get it just a little bit higher to have that resistance, I don't feel like it's worth the masterwork core yet. And until they're a little more viable, it's just kind of rough.
I would agree. I would agree. As far as that, like I'm ready for weapons. Once I get hit 6, I'm ready to do this. Certain weapons, I just know where I'm at with them, and that this is the role for me. So I will be willing to do that investment. You know, armor, I'm with you. Shout out to, was it? Oh my God, it's so cool. He's got a question in the chat for you guys. He says, what do you guys in your chat? What do you guys think about an exotic quest once a week from Zur that gives us 1/3 of coins? That way, there's a guaranteed way to get an exotic once a week. I'll let you tackle that one. You there? Oh, he's dead.
Oh, no, I'm here. Sorry, I was letting you talk. No, I might be okay with it like once or twice, but not a forever thing, because I think that takes away if you always have a very specific path to get them, you just know, I'd be like, all right, let me go do my Zur bounty, then I'll get my exotic for the weekend. To me, that takes away the way the exotics are supposed to feel. Now, I know they're scarce for some, especially like, I mean, you versus me is a completely different story.
Right.
And there needs to be some balance in between there. It sounds like that's going to be a little bit better. But generally, I think if you give every single one this like guaranteed way to get it, I think it takes away the feel of them. And that's
I don't want that.
D1. Like that's where they became too abundant, and therefore make their they don't want to lose their luster, because it's some have their good, some have their bad. They're not all amazing anyway. So then if you like just make them a guarantee, I just don't like that. It's just like another faded engram, but then
pretty much.
Faded engram broke them anyway, because you were just like, eventually you're going to start checking them off. It's like
checking them off the list. And I've always said, you know, quote me with Zur usage, I feel he should be giving bounties or something towards, you know, enhancement cores. Now they're going to be called. You know,
he should be doing that.
He should be the source. Like, I get it with Spider, you know, but at the end of the day, like, Zur's still going to be useless. There's still nothing I'm really going to him for. So, you know, and if they keep that pattern, which it'll be when Black Armory come out, then that's what it seems like they're trying to do. Like, when Black Armory comes out, then Forsaken exotics will be available.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
I mean, Zur needs a different purpose. I don't think he should, and I'm okay with like, hey, play catch up on old exotics. You can still buy some old things. There's different roles from him, and that's for older stuff. But like, that's a way for people who haven't quite been able to play can catch up on some of the older things without being like, oh my God, is it going to take me forever? You can jump on the wagon of like older things from Zur, but he should also, like, we have bounties from every other place. He should have his own. No reason he shouldn't. He's a limited time guy. Maybe it's just if you have the prismatic facet, like that one bounty you do for a challenge for him. Be like, hey, and make it a challenge or something. Be like, hey, go knock out a Nightfall. What if it's your 100K Nightfall? Like, go find that incentive to have people go like look for a couple more people. Find that challenge you got to work on. Find some way to give him more purpose. Because right now, like, I mean, my Zur video does well, but I'm honestly shocked that it does, because I'm like, really? So no, like, I don't want Zur to break the exotic grind, because exotics should feel that way. That's literally the part that we were talking back in February or March when they're saying we feel exotics need to be exotic, and in my head explodes, because I'm going, yeah, no kidding. That was like, you remember me about, like, I was trying not to curse on our Flashpoint because I'm just losing my mind over exotics really need to feel like exotic and valuable. And I'm like, yep, absolutely. Go look up the definition of the word. So that's why it worries me that it's just one of those pieces to where, like, give him another purpose though, but don't just break the exotic pool. So I'm with you. Like, he's got to like masterwork, but like, no, I'm sorry, enhancement core bounties would be a great spot for him.
Great for him, man. That would give him functionality. Yeah, man. And you know, put a little quest or something. They really got to do something. I'm very disappointed in them with no mention of real Xur tweaks. Like they feel this is in a good place. Like I'm just like, okay, you know. And the only thing I can think is they like. I think what it is this is an example of Bungie. I have my theory, but this is an example of Bungie doing tough love to the player base, which is like, oh yeah, exotics are too easy, huh? Oh yeah, you're getting them from public events, huh? Like now it's like now you get nothing. now you get old exotics from Xur. Now the drop rates is dry as hell. Like you're gonna learn. Like I think to me that's what it feels like, and then it's like they've been.
I think they're trying to turn people into be like, yeah, this stuff's actually going to be hard to get. Welcome to not year one of Destiny 2. This is what it should have been, and that's I think what they're trying to steer people to get to realize. Like this stuff is meant to be hard to get, and honestly, the harder it is to get, the better it feels when you do. And that's one of those things you can't. When you get that drop, when you get that rare thing to happen, and I mean, it sounded like the meatball was insanely rare.
I haven't seen it.
I was like, I got one, and I got lucky, absolute lucky. But it's just like, it's if you take away the carrots on the stick, we go back to that casual, don't really care about playing anymore, and that's what we want to avoid. That's
You're right. And I always check myself when I complain too much, even though I haven't gotten the 4-second exotic. That look, you know, if I did get everything, how invested would I be? If I got everything so fast, if there was direct paths, Lord of Wolves, to direct exotics, that you know, how much am I gonna cherish it? How much I'm gonna want it to continue to play? So it's a tough balance, and I do get it. You know, at least with this swap, they've said though they're going to address exotic duplication. So Tuesday cannot get here fast enough, man.
Yep.
So what else you got? I'll let you take over 12.
No, I mean just like the little tweaks and stuff, and trace rifles, Malfeasance getting a tweak, Wish Under, like just incentive to go after those a little more. I think will be overall good, and just the exotic drops for. I mean, for like the 99.9% of the people besides me, this will serve everyone, just everyone well. Because even if I do get a drop and I get some armor, at least it's a random roll. So overall, good stuff. If you haven't been playing Gambit, get ready. This is the time. So, couple things. One, the big main piece is the fact that the meatball is going to be more frequent. So he will be, Ascendant Primeval, if you want to get technical. He's going to be showing up a lot more. So the patch on the 30th, on Tuesday, is going to be boosting his rate. Now, remember, when you go through, it's going to be the most prevalent of his spawn rate on the highest taken curse week, but it's still going to be noticeably boosted on the other two. Nice. So they said on the highest tier 3, which will be like the strongest taken curse, is going to be on November 6th. That week he's almost like an even spawn with the other 4 or 5. So he's going to be like, you know, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7. He's going to be in there. You play enough, you will start seeing him.
Gotcha.
Next week he's going to be in that kind of middle range. He's going to get a boost up from what he is, so you'll see him some, but it's, you know, maybe like 1 out of 20, like not 1 out of 1 million. Like it's going to be better, but biggest thing, everybody's working on Infamy. Those Infamy resets gets you some really, really good rolls. So if you haven't been playing Gambit should hopefully be flush full of people playing in this week. Because Infamy and triple Infamy. So double Infamy during the week. So from Tuesday to Friday, and then Friday reset when Xur shows up, triple Infamy until Monday. So if you don't play that much during the week, even more beneficial on the weekend. But yeah, triple Infamy is going to be huge.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And I like these little events, man. It's so cool. It really got me when they did this with Crucible. That was the other thing I didn't mention. Another reason why I had so much fun with Crucible, I'm just getting my glory popping, you know what I mean, towards, you know, Redrix and stuff like that. And to see this is the, and I got to be honest too. How do you feel? I feel like low key, Gambit got like the best loot pool. What do you think?
Good stuff in there. Like I have 1 Bygones and
my Bygones
sucks. I got a bad version of it. Like I did not get a good one.
Gotcha.
So I don't even know if I kept it. I may have broken it down. I gotta try and look now. but I'm not really happy with that roll. So I haven't really toyed around with that gun that everybody seems to love and pick me off, and that thing is lethal. The rocket launcher, because you can get, I think it's the second infamy reset. It seems like pretty consistent. It's either the first or second reset, that rocket launcher with tracking and cluster bombs. Like that's your rocket launcher. That is your void rocket launcher from that point forward. So I mean, there is some good stuff in there. So I don't know. Like overall, I don't know if it's the best, but it's got some damn good, like Dread Adventure. Just the way that sniper feels, feels good.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I don't know. Like it's definitely, they did well with that loot pool. I don't know if I'd say it's the best, but I'd definitely say it's definitely a solid loot pool.
I think for me, because I've gotten a lot of the weapons, I've gotten, first of all, Hazard of the Cast. Whew, sick auto. What a good roll.
Hold on. Let me tell you my roll. This is my only Hazard of the Cast, and this is why. You guys give me some crap about RNG. Yeah. It doesn't all fall my way.
Okay, let me hear it.
I got it with Quick Draw and Grave Robber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's garbage.
I like Grave Robber though, but yeah, I like Grave Robber on SMG.
That's why.
Yeah, I like Grave Robber on SMG.
That on an auto rifle?
On an auto, no, I agree. It's kind of wasted. I would agree.
Quick Draw on my primary. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's a complete. It's trash. Come on, just admit it. It's trash.
For PvP,
it's trash. It's garbage, and you know it. You cannot argue that that's a good roll.
It's below average.
It sucks. Straight up awful.
I love the disgust you got.
Those are the rolls. Like those are the rolls I get though. Like I'll be like, oh, what did I get? Oh, I got a new Dread Adventure. Let me see. It's got hip fire on it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yo, what's the one where they want you to crouch down to get some perk? I forgot that.
Is it field? I mean, field prep is like. Well, field prep is the reserve, but it's also the crouch. But it's like, take it. No, it's got a different name. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name. Somebody in chat, if you know that one where you're like, yeah, take a knee or whatever. It's just like,
I'll be like, come on, fam. Like sometimes, like, there's certain times I get disgusted with auto loading holster. It's not a terrible perk in theory with certain weapons, but it's just like, it could have been something else.
Like, if that's on a. Like, you don't have enough ammo most of the time for that to be viable ever in PvP.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to worry about it on your primary. Because, I mean, if you switch over, maybe if you switch back, but generally you're giving up basically every other good perk over that. And you don't have enough ammo for that ever to be a good thing in PvP. In PvE, it's not really that big of a thing either. I felt like it had better weight or use or so. It felt better in King's Fall when that came. Cocoon. Like, because it was on the machine gun, it was on the sniper, and you'd hear it just go like ping, and it was just, and that was, it seemed to have a better use, and now it kind of sucks in my opinion too.
Oh, real quick, shout out to Justin Workman. I have to give him credit for this in chat. He said he's been getting catalyst left and right.
I just got Borealis like
Me too. Yeah. I think low key the catalyst drop rate got increased.
They stealth buffed that and didn't say
anything. They stealth buffed it, bro. I got Vigilance within I'll tell you the last week. I've got Vigilance Wing. I've got Colony. I just got Huckleberry yesterday.
Ooh, I will say, do your Huckleberry.
Oh, your Huckleberry's nice. I didn't.
I told you about that before.
Nice.
Yeah, get on that.
Whoa.
Yeah, you didn't believe me.
Whoa. Yeah, it's
with the catalyst even better because you get the full clip.
Yeah, man, Huckleberry is nice. So I'm working on that, and it's just kills. They just want you to get kills with it. So I've just been taking it around activities.
Down.
And I got the one I really want that I haven't gotten is Wardcliff because I'm a Wardcliff guy. I like using.
Where does that drop from? Because
I think it's just like hard strikes or something like this. I think it's just strikes.
I have to look because I mean that's one I definitely enjoy using. I got smashed with it the other day. It was coming around the corner. I was like. And then I hear just the Wardcliff sound and I'm dead. And I'm just like, it doesn't really matter where you jump. You're not really going to miss. If you're in the general area, there's like a comedian that's like, if you're over here, now nothing is over here. Like the threat is gone. Like, we're done. So, yeah, it's one of those for sure.
Yeah, so Catalyst, shout out to Catalyst. They have been.
Yeah, that is very, very true. I've kind of forgot it was one of those little stealth ones. Like they don't say it. You know, they did it because like, I mean, I was on that. See, that's where I had like a drought. Like everybody's having issues in the scouts and stuff like that. It feels like I've seen just everywhere. Even if I've only got like one or two, it's like one or two more than I've seen in like a month. So
Yeah.
it's been a bit more frequent.
Mhm.
But yeah, I got the Borealis catalyst.
Nice.
So I don't even know what it does. Look into that. So
Mhm.
um,
Absolutely. What else
but
we got?
yeah. And good morning, Chronos, Lycan. Shout out to chat, guys, by the way, both sides blowing it
Yes,
up
sir.
today. Thank you guys
Yes,
for
sir.
tuning
Shout out
in.
to in your chat.
But yeah, so this is the final piece. Keep an eye out once update 2.0.5 is live. Ascendant Primeval Servitor spawn rates will increase. Even though it's not full curse week, you might find yourself eye to eye with that evil meatball. I love how they actually mention meatball. I love how the community sometimes will throw stuff out there and then they just like take that one little thing and make it
Yes.
actually official. And it's like, thank you.
I agree.
And just good luck on your hunt for malfeasance. And that's why somebody was asking me, it's like, I'm going to work on that quest next week. Of course, I think there's some grind pieces. I got to see what's involved, but I kind of want to record it and make it a whole piece just because I think that'll be, I don't know if there's a mission in there involved or whatever. So, but yeah, Gambit next week, take some time, live in there. It's that second week of the curse, nothing crazy. If you're not stuck in any other games, Gambit, and honestly, spend some time in there because that double and triple infamy, if you're going for those resets, yeah, that's going to help you a lot.
Yeah, Gambit is nice, man. I really have fun playing it. Matches a little long, but I do enjoy it, man. I really have fun. So I will definitely be in there.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things. It's like I know the matches go long, but when you go 1-1, especially if you get smoked the first match and then you come back and kick their butt in round 2, you're like, okay, now we evened it up. Like, let's see what happens. And there's that intangible piece of when you get down to that final match, and if you get smoked, it's like it kind of takes the wind out of the sails. But if it's close, you're getting invasions, people are trading back and forth. It's that moment of that every round when it's actually close is when it's honestly it's at its absolute best.
Yes.
When it actually just gets when people have the strategies to absolutely destroy them. I mean, more power to the coordination and teamwork. They're like, wait for the first invasion. Everybody's sitting there, and then you can go like, somebody does melting point, somebody does well of radiance, and you just absolutely vaporize that boss. It's a cool strategy, but I wish it felt more organic in the way you take them down in those really good fights back and forth trading. Those are the moments when Gambit is at its absolute best, and that's what that game mode is supposed to feel like. So I know sometimes if you're playing a solos, and believe me, I have had the solo struggle going, what are you guys doing? And then there's times where I lose motes and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I know you don't know me. I'm not this terrible. Because you can't talk to anybody. Like, nobody's talking. Like, if you're playing with other people, it's a different thing. But those moments in Gambit where you actually get to feel that, like, push and pull, the tug of war going, that's when it's awesome. I love that. That's cool. But they have a new thing. They've done this before. It's time to bring some people into Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Nice.
Refer a friend. Now, everybody on this podcast, I'm sure, has this game. But if you have people who are on the fence, you have friends that were playing D2, they already fixed where you just got to buy Forsaken. So that's an even better selling point for you to your friends to be like, hey, come on, $40, jump back in. The game's in a good spot. There's a lot of fun things to grind. Gambit is cool. Hint, hint. All those little pieces. And now if you do that, going to get some bonuses for both of you guys to get some, nothing totally unique, but actually like how the shaders are. They're cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So they say, veterans, it's on you to show the referral, the ropes, the quest, and it's just another quest to do, which is always just something fun. Quest gives you ample time to get your friend up to speed from perk sets and loadouts, kind of lets you show them the ropes, and then it also lets your friend kind of get to play with somebody. So this is a way to bring new people in. I actually kind of thought about doing kind of a giveaway for somebody and like walking them through this, something like that, just kind of a, welcome new guardian or something like that. So that might be a cool thing. But it looks like we got some rewards that we're going to be able to get from it. Looks like we've got this ship. Looks like there's this emblem in the background, kind of the linked guardian thing. It's similar to what I think they had before. It was just like black before, and this one's orange. Now, that looks like Borealis. Am I right?
Yes.
So is it just a shader that we're getting?
It may be the shader itself, or maybe it's a different. It does look like Borealis, though.
I was like, I got the gun. I'm trying to go pull it up on.
It really does.
I was like, it has a very striking resemblance because I've only used it a little bit. I gotta look up the damn gun. Hold on. Borealis. But the 3 ring around it, just to see.
Yeah, maybe a little different.
By the way, if you Google Borealis, you get the Northern Lights. Heads up.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean that is dead on, definitely Borealis. They've just put a shader on it. But gotcha. I mean, like the longer you watch this animation, that color changes for a while. It's a 30-second animation. So it's just a cool piece of adding like literally an animated shader to it. Like that's kind of awesome. There's not a lot of it. I mean, there's some that kind of give different reflections, but for an animated shader, that's actually really, really cool.
Yeah, Chris Cooper says it's definitely Borealis.
Yeah. So so apparently, I don't know if we're just getting a shader, a ship, a little of both. So yeah, there's your emblem, it looks like. Cool. There's what that bar is going to look like. And then you can also get a sparrow. So a couple different pieces, nothing crazy. But if you do have a friend you want to bring into it, maybe it's an ornament. Cronus is saying it's an ornament for Borealis, something like that, because that could be a reason. It's like all shiny, but it's just an animated one, which is cool.
Yeah. I like the animation. Yeah, it's really nice.
It is funny though, if you ever see any animations in this game, like it's the shell that I have that I love. It's like the star map one or something like that.
Yeah.
If you move your mouse around on screen, you can actually tell the ghost itself is transparent, and they actually put a layer behind it, and you're actually moving the top layer over it. And it's not just an animation, it's like slowly moving it behind it. And if you move the top layer, like your mouse, to change where the menu screen is at, you actually see through it behind it. It's kind of funny to see how they do some of those things.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it said veterans who refill multiple Destiny 2 players will receive additional rewards. So it's just kind of a way to bring people in. I like it. I mean, it's a good time if somebody's looking for something to play, and for $40 you're going to get everything catch up, or $60 for pretty much everything, and you're good to go. It is a really good value. Honestly, the game's in the best place. I mean, you just got done saying Crucible is in one of the best places it's been. The whole game, I mean, it'd be hard to say, hey, vanilla Destiny 1, go play Curse of Osiris. Maybe skip that part. But outside of that, like if you can go vanilla, that campaign's kind of cool. Then go use your boost and then join us in Forsaken. That alone is probably worth your money alone, just to have that full experience. So
yes, sir.
I think that would be cool. Veteran player requirements, just little pieces you had to actually own Forsaken.
Yes.
Own it. Other than that, patch is coming. Not really too much downtime, just their usual. No expected downtime there. It sounds like they're just going to be doing it on the back end. They just may kick you out of your activities before reset, and everything's back up and live. Other than that, we do have a couple pieces here for just known issues. Masterwork weapons sent to the postmaster. I did not even know about this, which is kind of scary. I'm wondering if I missed out on something I don't know about. So we are investigating reports where Warden's Law and other weapons can be dropped masterwork, but if the weapon gets sent to the postmaster, it becomes a that sucks.
Oh no bueno.
Yeah, I mean it's one I don't even know if you just caught it in the side of the drop screen and then you go to check you later. That would really kind of
suck. Yeah, you will break something.
Like if you caught it, you'd be like, wait, what? So,
I got an age-old bond. Thank God I had space because it was curated.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Petra's weekly challenge, where it's not actually meeting the objectives or something for one of the weekly bounties. Shattered Throne emblem, not actually counting the completions. Valor resets not counting, which is really weird because that's kind of a big deal for those quests.
It's a big deal for me.
Yeah. Effort Eats Gift Triumph. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, me neither. We investing not correctly.
Is that the Effort? Is that like the boost, the character boost or something?
I don't know. I don't know what a chat. If you guys know, let us know. I don't know what
I don't know what Effort Eats Gift is. I don't no clue. We're actively checking reports for Ammo Finder. This is a big one. Now, somebody on Reddit, I don't know the thread. I'm sure if you Google heavy ammo finder and Reddit, you'll find it. Somebody went through and did like 5,000 drops worth or something, like, or kills or whatever it was. They went data testing this thing and they figured out like almost having heavy ammo finder on.
Yes, I saw this. Yep. It's actually a negative effect. That I heard about that. And I did catch that on Reddit and I said, I will be switching those perks up on my armor because just one is enough. If you put anything more than one, statistically, the way he did the math, it actually can, in some cases, decrease the chances. So I was like,
Now, I will say, I feel like, how much have you been playing PvE?
Depends on which activity. I've been,
just any in the past like weekish or whatever since this little patch happened. It's like Forsaken. Like, do you?
Okay.
What I'm asking is, and I was trying not to like
Mm-hmm.
basically lead the question.
Like you're not trying to steer me, but
Yeah.
what's your
Without like, I mean, heavy ammo finder for perks aside, but if I go heavyweight, that crap is everywhere. Like I feel like heavy ammo boxes, like stealth got a little buff to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I feel they drop a lot. I feel
Okay.
that if you have the right, especially if you have the right armor set and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely feel that way. There's been times where I'm like, damn, it's so much heavy on the ground. I want to shoot more heavy, to use it, to be able to pick stuff up off the ground. So yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Okay. I was just kind of wondering, honestly, because like I've been playing through, I was
Mhm.
going through Nightfalls with heavyweight, a couple strikes, and just some random activities I was doing. I was like, I'm seeing noticeably more
Mhm.
because I mean, I kept being frustrating to me. Like I could like heavy ammo was like an issue. I mean, you're killing
Yes.
a lot of orange bars. They weren't dropping. Majors weren't doing it, and it just wasn't seeming there. And not
Mhm.
all activities, but I would say in PvE, it feels like it kind of got a stealth buff because it seems more apparent
Mhm.
to me.
No, I
If you're
agree.
in chat and have been playing, kind of curious what you guys think about that as well.
My experience it's definitely been that way.
Okay, cool. So I mean, maybe they're making and that maybe they don't want to just announce these tweaks because they never announced that anything was wrong.
Yeah.
But I think these are little things when they stealth buff Catalyst a little bit. They stealth buff
Mhm.
like the heavy stuff. They know things are there, and that's sometimes why it's like we may say stuff. Now, Chaos
Mhm.
Reach, I know you're worry aside, but
Continue.
I know that one, but it does seem that Bungie is like they're on top of it more than I
Yeah.
think
No,
they've ever
absolutely.
been. Like,
Absolutely.
and this is kind of the
Absolutely.
one big shout out I was going for is like little stuff. Been waiting on heavy ammo. It's like maybe they found some little glitch or bug or weird
Mhm.
programming, and finally it's like okay, it's a little more frequent. And it just things are the more this whole Forsaken thing goes along,
Mhm.
things keep getting better.
Mhm.
To me, most things have been improving and keep making this thing just something that it's like easier and easier to say yes, play it, yes, it's in a good spot, and it just keeps being an improvement. So
Mhm.
it's one of those pieces that has been kind of nice to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
What does Justin Workman say? I'd give myself head trauma leading to amnesia to learn Destiny 2 with me. Why would it be so bad to learn Destiny 2 with me?
Yes,
Do I
Bot is giving you head trauma in
I was
a
like, is it too much? Am I setting the bar high, even though it's not
Mars
that
high,
high?
man.
I was like, I don't know, or just do I talk too much, which is always a possibility.
Yeah, man. Listen, you get to learn, man. You sit here, you get to learn from the great Ubatis. Classes in session. Take breaks of water. You know what I'm saying? Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, get that pre-work, get those electrolytes in you, and you're gonna be
That's it,
working.
man.
We're gonna put some time in.
Exactly.
Hey,
You're
Guardian, we're
gonna
gonna
get it.
get him up to shape.
Exactly. We're gonna get to digest that all this media information. What else we got?
That's mostly it. They got a couple videos of the week. They soloed Vorgeth. If you have not seen it, I did not even think of this, by the
Wow.
way. It's the
What
only
they
reason I
doing?
want to show it. No, but they soloed Vorgeth with Rat King.
Really?
Now, the main reason they use it is like clip, like shoot, kill an enemy, reload, go invisible, and your mobility around that room just to work the ads and not be visible. Shoot,
Oh,
invisible. Shoot,
nice.
invisible. And they just like
Nice.
they take out all the ads. And then just as you normally, if you want to go the kind of safer method, then you take out the wizards and go work on your damage. But those ads like shoot, invisible. That idea, I was like, that never even crossed my
That's our
damn mind.
mind. Look at the things people
Yeah.
come up with,
So
right?
that was a really cool. It was, and that's why I called it "Kill, Disappear, Repeat." And I was like, that's damn
Mhm.
creative. That's pretty cool. So,
Absolutely.
um, and then of course just crazy raid stuff. But they are the community managers, except probably
Yes,
Beach.
yes.
Cosmo and Dylan are out there at TwitchCon. So
Mm-hmm.
out there joining the party out in that world. Just if you're out there, you for whatever reason or just want to go visit by, they'll be meeting some people. So they're just out there having some fun. Sounds like
Mm-hmm.
pretty good times.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, general TWAB stuff. We got so basic week this week, taking
Mm-hmm.
curse week 2 last
Mm-hmm.
week. Now, last week is the big thing. We've got
Yes.
that quest coming up. So the
Yes.
murder mystery, we've got some data mine stuff that everybody thinks it's going to be Master Ives. I mean, we know it's Master Ives, but actually digging into it deeper, working with Holiday. potential heavy machine gun exotic getting into it, data mining that there's going to be some ornaments for it. I mean, people like kind of ruin the surprises sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, I know they go in. The data miners go in.
But I want to get into one final topic for you guys: speculation of the future. Or you want to take this thing away because I've been talking for a minute.
No, please go for it. Go for it. I'll jump in though. I'll interject every 5 minutes.
But yeah, we've got speculation, data mining out there about Destiny 3. It's in the works. Potentially Christopher Barrett is game lead, which he's been kind of the live team guy. I like that he's going to be main point man on it. If that's true, they say Luke Smith is involved somewhere up there. Of course, I don't think he's going to get like an emotion, but he's involved. But I think, and again, I don't think anything he specifically did was like, "Hey, we're going to specifically." Had no like it. A lot of that stuff was decided by committee. I mean, he had he had his face plastered on it, but it was like, I mean, he was not the one making like the sole decision. I'm sure.
True that. But I mean, I have to say, I'm going to say something controversial. I want to be very careful how I say this. He lost, like, remember when he started, right? Taken King was his claim to fame, right? That was his baby, and he was lauded, and rightfully so. And then when D2 development came on, him and Noseworthy were the leads on D2, and we all know how D2 launched. Right. So again, am I going to put every single decision on him? No, but at the same time, I think it did stain him. I think D2 launch did stain him, and I think the brass it moved on with Barrett as far as putting him in the lead role, because that's a decision for Luke not to be the lead. Actually, my eyebrow raised. I was like, interesting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, I say not everything is on his shoulders, but I mean, you are the one who eventually said, like, if you are, say, game director, if you're Steven Spielberg, your name's on that movie, you made a lot of those final calls. You gave approval. You do have, it's your stamp on there. While it was like, while there may have been group decisions, it is your stamp that is saying, hey, I'm backing this 100% in my faces to the media. And there may be some that are out of his control and things like that, and they wanted to go in a different place. But yeah, I mean, as you said, it's like it didn't sit well with the community, and that's been kind of a tough piece. So I think, you're going to enjoy your 5th Better Devils. Nope. I saw that in chat, and yeah, you absolutely no, but it's like your 9th or 10th Better Devils, and it's like,
and Luke is my guy. It hurts me.
Yeah, but it's like he never lived up to that until
it. I remember the D2 reveal, quote unquote, press conference like it was yesterday. Yeah. And when they came on stage, and even what's the joint that we never used that's still broken? Guided games, all these things, and I'm just like, bro. So my gut tells, again, this is complete. I know nothing. I am guessing right now, right? But if I had to guess, I'll take an educated guess on the state of things when this game hit rock bottom, right? Wasn't Barrett spearheading the change things around to give the community what they want movement? Wasn't he kind of thrust into things, or am I getting confused with Damage?
Who
is Damage Barrett, right? Which one is Damage?
No. Damage is Dylan, community guy.
Right. Who's the one? So community, I know they switched. They went with a different focus. They got that community guy, that Damage or whatever on Twitter.
Yeah.
And heavily involved, right? But I started to see Barrett more active on Twitter.
Yeah, I think he was lead of the live team, if I remember right.
Yes.
He was like lead of the live and definitely everything. Basically, like they kicked off D2, and then Luke went to work. I think that was kind of like he did it, he had it out the door, but then like from that point forward, whatever was live and changing was on. I think Christopher Barrett was that guy. I think, could be totally wrong, of course. Yeah, but it felt like, as you're saying, like he was the guy like involved in like the updates in January and February, actually posting that stuff in the TWAB, like getting those deep dives. Like I think he was that guy after the launch.
Yes, I agree. And I think he had if I would guess, I felt he had an integral part in D2's turnaround, right? To get it out the muck, the mire, realize what people want. He was part of that crew, and it almost felt, not saying Luke wasn't involved in anything. Who knows? He could have been behind the scenes still helping out with this thing turn. But the vibe I got was no, actually they did say like he's working on D3. They remember they kind of inferred like he wasn't going to be doing any more with D2. So again, I just read that and I'm like, okay, interesting. And I don't have any problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Have a bit of the old, have a bit of the new, you know, keep this thing rolling. Obviously we'll get into, I want to ask you the next question, which is more speculation. Obviously, when do we think this thing's coming? And then obviously let's talk about rumored settings and where this thing is going. So
yeah. Heads up, more
spoiler.
No, not spoilers because nothing's confirmed, but rumors.
But pretty strong spoiler rumors from the source.
Ain't on the 9. Honestly, makes me wonder if that's just the guy from Bungie because the 9. Because it's Xur is of the 9, and it's anonymous the 9. I'm like, come on, like, how is that not a dude from Bungie being like, oh, teaser, like that? I feel like is almost Deej. That guy is so good at dodging questions. He knows exactly what to put out there and being like, oh, well, this is kind of. It's like they're almost doing that tester feeler moment like a year before, so they have some time to tweak. I was like, if that's not a guy from Bungie, he has hacked their servers because. They have got so much. They usually have a lot of things pretty tight-lipped.
Yeah.
For him to have that level of detail he's like, he went in, did maintenance on the AC and also dropped a USB like drive so he can get into Bungie servers. Because I don't know how else he can get the information. Like he's doing like a Mission Impossible hack. I don't know because it's so detailed and it's usually so damn right. So accurate. So second speculation. Do you want to go location?
Yeah, man. We're talking Europa.
Yep.
So we've seen artwork from this thing for the longest. It's been speculated from many DLCs for the longest of where it's gonna be. And yeah, man, they're talking about that moon there. So it's the icy moon, and they're talking about the other thing, if you've heard, is Guardians using darkness.
Oh, that's the other. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're talking Guardians using darkness, which is very interesting. Obviously, we've been hinting with stuff like this, with Gaul and people trying to get the Traveler's Light. And obviously, we know since the ending of the main D2 story, that kind of foreshadowing where they've actually said it, admitted that's every planet sequence that you've seen once the Traveler has awoken. Is a sequence and where Destiny is going with each DLC moving forward. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting with that. They're also talking about hinting at that 5th race, which is we call them, was it the Space Doritos?
That's what I've been calling them. I heard somebody I feel like Tiffany probably coined that one, or I heard it on his stream, but yeah, Space Doritos for sure.
Yeah, you got the Space Doritos there, so we're gonna probably see what that race is. Obviously, there's so much, man. There's so much going on. So we got that, and then from my understanding, and I believe, shout out to Unknown Player, he started talking about the 9, right? That race, the Jovians. Quote me if I'm wrong. So, and I believe that's
just a cool picture right there.
Yeah, man. So it's like, oh yes, that's evil Space Doritos, ominous, darknesses. So it's like, yeah, man. So we got that coming. We got to find out what race is that. You know what I mean? Who occupies that? But yeah, with the whole Europa, and apparently that's where the Jovian live. That's the race of the 9. We finally may find out what the hell is going on with the 9. What's this whole deal? With them. So there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack here. And then obviously the final thing outside the rumors will be speculation on release. And, we're talking possibly, 2020, that kind of a deal.
That's where I could see it because annual pass, heard there would be a second annual pass, probably some expansion you've got on this in 2019, September, kind of on that 3-year cycle. So then it would be, because you had year 1, 2, and 3. And then your Destiny 2 would be 4, 5, and 6 because we're in 5. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, within the 5th year.
Right.
So then after that 3-year cycle, D3 potentially like going along with next gen consoles.
Yes, and I think the timing is perfect. If that that follow suits.
Yeah.
And which also, what I want to talk to you also including this was that perfect time to set up cross progression.
Man, that cross save at a minimum has
Has to
got to be a
happen.
thing.
Hmm.
I mean,
Now,
I would buy a copy on every console, straight up without a question. I would
absolutely.
have like full collections on every song console to be like, hey, you want to play Cognito? Hey, you want to play my brother? Hey, somebody on PlayStation who's a follower.
Hmm.
I would switch over between all of them. And also, it would be really nice if I like, hey, my Go figure. How does that feel on PlayStation versus PC? I could literally switch over and try it.
Go figures. It's amazing on console.
I
Oh
was
my.
like, some people have watched my videos though, and just do like that thing is a laser, and like they just
Mhm.
say on console it's not
Probably not as
quite as
dominant as
accurate.
yours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I would
mine
agree.
is just a beam.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
at range
real.
picking things off, but I mean, it's good. But it's like just even switch and be like, hey, this feels better here. Like stability on console
Hmm.
um, is very different, and aim assist versus
Hmm.
PC. Like aim assist and stability on PC is much less of a factor. Like listen to the people who
Hmm.
break that stuff down. So
Hmm.
even that testing alone would be fun. But just to, dude, I want to play with you. Like that's one of the
Yeah,
things.
that's
But it's like
huge,
you
man.
put so much effort into a save, and that's why I
Yeah.
forget who I was talking about. Could have been Guardian Radio or somebody
Hmm.
who knows what Destiny podcast I listen to because this is
Hmm.
not the only one.
Hmm.
It's just the idea. Sorry if you guys hear noise outside.
Hmm.
I it's all through Bungie.net. And that's, I think, what they were saying is like, it's all saved there. Dim, like Destiny Item Manager, when I go in, I literally can click down and be like, okay, PC, PS4, like it's all sitting in their Destiny. So if I log in, maybe it takes a second to like, a minute to transition over and be like, oh, you last played on PC, give us a second. Okay,
Hmm.
that's fine. What if it takes me another minute to log in, be like, hey, do like a little tick counter, like 1 to 100%, be like transitioning or whatever to, different. I don't, if that's all it takes, and then I can sit there and play on another console or play with different people, that would be
Hmm.
great. I would love that.
Hmm. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, we got that. We've also got, obviously, we definitely want the cross possession, but we also have, as far as so even more leaks from Anon in terms of what might be happening within gameplay, and he's talking about
Yep.
open world PvP versus kind of dark zone areas. You know what
You say
I'm
Dark Zone, I say World of Warcraft.
saying? True that, true that. You know what I'm saying? For us
I was
World of
like,
Warcraft guys,
World did it long before.
long before. You know what I'm saying? Us console plebs, we don't know.
But like the way that would work was actually well done in World because you'd have some regions you'd be leveling up through, and you're like, okay, this is basically going to be like if you have good versus evil, say you have light
Hmm.
versus dark. Some areas as you're leveling up, say you pledge to the light. Okay, you pledge through the light and you're always there, and there's some safe zones when you're leveling up. There may be some zones of contention in like a mid level, and then you'll go off and do some questing to level up in a safe zone, and then you'll come back to like more of a higher level in-game-ish area with quests and stuff that you'll be doing.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's open field on you and enemies and everybody else. And
Yeah,
that's
man.
kind of that concept is amazing if they can get that thing
If
together.
they pull this off, man, I mean, this sounds amazing. Shout out to my boy SWAT. He had always, this was one of his like, wish list kind of things for Destiny in the future. Imagine if they had that. And for him to get this information, I'm gonna let him know what's going on. He's gonna go crazy. So they look like they really, they want to still keep the casuals in there, but they're really doubling down kind of on RPG elements and trying to make it even more hardcore-y than Forsaken. So
That's
that's
the other, yeah,
yeah.
that's the other piece I saw was the more hardcore RPG, which is for me what they're leading towards now, and they just
Mhm.
need to dive deeper in. And that's my opinion, and that's kind of
Mhm.
why I really wanted to ask you, coming from World of Warcraft and like
Mhm.
even Division dove deeper than Destiny did.
Yes.
As they're getting into the random roles, they're getting into pieces more. They're finally getting a
Yes.
warlock to have like a support build. Like
Yes.
those pieces are like dribbles of a little bit that could be like the full stream
Hmm.
of like this is going to be we're going to that next level. And
Yeah.
do
And
you
here's
is that a good thing for you or not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this
Okay.
is the key. I just want to finish off because you're literally leading into the next point that Anand the Nine said, which is that, he's saying not only we'll see more, it's going to be more forsakeny. I like the terminology, right? And he says that we'll see more quests, skill trees, perhaps more NPCs. And then his last thing was that if they really want to go all the way balls deep with the whole RPG element, they're
Wonderful
saying,
metaphor, by the way.
oh, absolutely, man. They're going to really push down hardcore elements and really, they said a lot of Guardians who want to play just 2 hours a week will abandon the game. They're going all out with this RPG stuff. So when I hear that, I think now, for the people who love Division, for the people, the WoW people, if they really get into builds and all this stuff, and man, if they go back to the skill trees like of the D1 and have that full customization of your your subclass, and man, this thing could be something. So the reason why I'm getting excited, normally with rumors like this, I don't, but we have to look at the source, right? This guy has predicted a lot of things that have come true, almost verbatim. You know what I'm saying? He leaked Thunderlord, which we know is coming. It's like you said, he almost has to be an employee or a friend to the employee at Bungie, you know. And I think this is credible. I think there's a lot, going on here that could be very true. So if everything is true, where are you at with the future of Destiny 3?
I mean, for me, these are things that are like music to my ears. This is the type of stuff I want, because I want those armor sets that give set bonuses. I want the, like the mods to have even more. Like, why don't I just have a range mod? Why don't I have like actual numbers and stats when you can see, hey, the range kind of goes up, but you have to dive into a database off game to see what your range number is. And I'm getting this green bar a little closer, but I can be like, is that 90? Is that 92? Is that 87? Is that I don't know. I want those numbers. I want those details. Like if even it just takes me mouse over in it or moving the cursor over it, whatever it is, that's the type of stuff where that's what I want to dive deeper into. And I think that will also, for one, help the PC player base grow, because that's that type of game more of them would want. And I think from what they've seen, like the longevity, the carrot on the stick has to be there in this game. If it's not there, you have a D2 situation where you lose a lot of the ability of people to want to keep playing. I mean, things like Red Dead are going to be anomalies that are going to pull people away from this game no matter what it is. I mean, I'm even going to try it and see about doing some videos slowly for that. And that's just going to be, I'm trying to actually not look too much up about that, but it's a separate thing. I just want to kind of experience that on my own and see how it goes. There's always going to be big, like flagship things that will steer away, but it's the carrots on the stick that give Destiny the legs that it had in D1. Just like, how did you get to max level? You had to raid. That is probably that's probably the busiest LFG has ever been. Continually. Like, I mean, yeah, raid launches, they're going to get busy, but as people kind of get there and kind of die off, no, like people really had to grind their ass off for max level. You had to work your butt off for it. So those types of things, the deeper they dive in, I've told you forever, I want stats to matter. I want those stats to have much heavier weight. If you're going to go resilience and you're going to go recovery and you're going to go those, like give them weight. Let 2 Titans of full recovery be on a level playing field with 4 hunters with full mobility. Now, they're going to be fast as hell and hard to hit, but they're going to be tanky guys who's sitting there together holding down a fort. And those 4, twitchy hunters are going to be hard to hit, but also a little squishier. Like that's all the stuff I want in this game. And this is, for me, what I've been waiting for and crossing my fingers we get even. So,
and it makes sense. It makes sense because if you look at Forsaken, right? Forsaken is the real first direction change into a more of a hardcore version of Destiny, right? Is it all the way? No, but we definitely would say it's a very, from all the things that systems they've implemented, they've made a shift. You know what I'm saying? Dramatically, they made a shift. As far as the gameplay, the grind. They were not as forgiving to the casual player as they've normally been since the launch of D2. So if this is the route, man, hey, I'm with it. Big time.
I mean, the other piece I've seen people say is like, you kind of want to get out of the solar system. I know everything keeps coming to us, so we're like venturing out to Jupiter. Oh, here's a different moon or whatever it is. It's like just somebody's take on, even just another galaxy you're going between, or just stepping a little farther outside bubbles. Just outside of just the solar system, like just keep expanding that universe. And that's how this is going to, like, space is infinite. I mean, go have some fun and like step outside of those boxes,
Hmm.
and then you can get even more creative with it. I mean, Space Doritos and hardcore RPG. I mean, that's going to be a lot to swallow anyway. But I
Right.
mean, just start opening up the universe a little bit farther out there. I mean, be really funny if there was like on the non-planet Pluto
Hmm.
out there that you've got some random outpost, and all of a sudden you go in there and there's some, and that's kind of a crazy thing. So I mean, you could keep venturing out and doing things with the solar system as it is, but
Hmm.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool if you have to get like a real warp drive and you travel between. But that almost kind of changes the game a little bit
Yeah.
as well, because then you were literally talking about like cross galaxy
Yeah.
travel, which to a point is like we're going almost Star Trek at that point. You have a different looking map, and I mean, it's like I'd like it, but I was like, I see kind of as I sit there, literally talk myself through that. It's like I can kind of see
Hmm.
why they keep it solar system, because yeah, you might have some warp, but you're not going to go cross galaxy because you might need a minute. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like there's. I mean, you get into things where okay, so here's a question.
What's up?
If you can go, and this is why World of Warcraft was kind of one of those pieces. If you can go light or dark,
Hmm.
if you make one character light, your account is that way.
Mm.
And then
Interesting.
that's because you either had to pick Horde or Alliance. And if you picked one
Right.
Horde character, and it would be on a server, you could
Mhm.
go to a different server and maybe try something else. But if you were on a server where your friends are at, you are all going to pick either light or dark or Horde or Alliance. And if you make a Horde first character, your second character is going to be Horde. So you're always against the Alliance, no matter
Mhm.
what. So I mean, do you think that's something they could ever actually do?
That'd be interesting if they can implement it. I'm not sure. I mean,
Mm.
listen, the thing about D3 that is going to be exciting is the fact that by that point we're talking next gen, PS5, Xbox Two, beefier PC
It's
hardware.
got those have got to. I mean, I know what. How
Mhm.
old are they now? I mean, I know we get boosts like Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. Like those
Mhm.
are
The mid
buffs, but those,
generation, yeah, the
yeah, they're
cross
still
generation,
not.
yeah.
They're not like current tech.
Right. And the main thing that's, let's be honest, the main thing that's holding back, which was when D2 launched and there was all these rumors, will it be 60 frames on console? Yada, yada. The main
Yeah,
thing is that these CPUs are just, in current consoles, are just too weak
yeah.
to be able to handle the frames per second. Now with the X, yeah, they got the 4K down, and with the, they can do checkerboarding and have very, good resolutions, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you want that 60 frames, that crisp that you're experiencing currently right now. You want this. And they're definitely going to be much beefier. So I can see that. And then you're talking about more CPU, you're talking about more things on screen, more map, more AI computations. So now we're talking about possibly living, breathing worlds. And I'm thinking about how, like, I don't know if you caught the Cyberpunk demo. Did you catch that?
Oh, Cyberpunk is it's going to be a
Yeah, like,
force.
exactly.
Well, I
When you
mean,
go.
Witcher 3 was like kind of a game changer for that studio. So now you've got them doing something that's going to be.
Hmm.
I mean, they're trying to do an open world, and you've got Red. I mean, both of those are going to be.
Hmm.
Those are going to be different.
Yeah, man. So now you're talking beefier hardware. Now you really, as a dev, can push past restriction. You can push past limit. And let's give them credit. I mean, I think D2 is a gorgeous game. I think,
Oh,
what
you
they did.
come sit in front of my screen. It's only going to
Oh,
look better.
that's what I'm, I seen, I've seen it at E3. I've seen it at shows, PC show. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It really is a beautiful game. Now you're talking like, again, with less AI restrictions. And my last thing they just got to do, regardless to all the graphical thing, please, for the love of God, let's get some dedicated servers in
Yeah,
damn
that's
PvP.
that. I
Please.
mean, just like level the playing field. That's like one of the biggest things
Yeah.
that's lag. Because like I'm in mid range. Like my
Mhm.
KDA is like 1.42. I'm not amazing, but I mean, I'm
Mhm.
okay. Um, but I like the way my swings go and how I'm playing, and sometimes just who I'm matched up against. But
Mhm.
there are times when I just feel like I nail mine, and then other times I can't. And I know it's got to be that damn connection, because the
Mhm.
way I'm still the same guy playing, and
Mhm.
two games feel very different. And it's just like which side got the hosting, and it's
Yeah.
not mine that time when I'm losing. And I
Mhm.
feel like that might be an excuse to blame it on, but like I
Mhm.
still typically play like it's going to be the same loadout match to match. And
Mhm.
how is that swing so hard for my ability to do shit? And sometimes I
Mhm.
may just get paired up with people who are just awesome, maybe.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that feeling of shots hitting, or as I think we were playing with Scream the other night, he's been on before. He describes some people as slippery, like the bullets literally just want to like slip, like they're covered in a little bit extra Teflon that day because you just can't quite hit them as well, and it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I completely hear you, man.
Like, yeah, please come on.
That would be it. Listen, let me tell you, team list.
Yeah.
All right. Cross progression.
Oh, yeah.
I think cross play might be rough because I thought actually I had to calm myself down as a tech. I said, wait a minute, there's still some technical hurdles. Not saying that they can't do it, but it will be hard because remember, because of PlayStation exclusivity, that messes things up because there's certain loopholes that can't be available. And what happens if you're a PlayStation guy and you're taking, what's the current exclusive that they have right now, weapon-wise?
Oh, that linear fuse, the tracer rifle. I don't even know what it's called.
Right, I don't know what it's called, but he can't go in a Crucible match, you know what I'm saying, with PC and Xbox because, you know what I mean? Like, how would that work, right?
I mean, honestly, you just have to, like, if you're going to go... I mean, it's almost to the point where you'd either, if the exclude Wave Splitter, thank you, Lycan.
Wave Splitter, yep.
You'd either have to gray it out depending on what the matchmaking is doing and say, or it's just one of those things for like PlayStation, got to be like exclusives on or off or something like that. And that's who you're going to get matched up with. And maybe if you do want to open that pool, you have to just turn them off. Like,
but you don't, but I'm saying you don't think by default it would have to be off because let's just say, because the next DLC's Black Armory, PlayStation's going to have an exclusive. After the Joker's Wild, they're going to have an exclusive.
I know. Yeah.
So as this goes on, right, and we are assuming based on history, when D3 comes out, PlayStation is blood contract that they signed behind the scenes with Activision.
Still going. Yeah.
Shout out to Rich Hulk. We had him on. Please, did you get a chance to listen to that one yet? The whole one? Because
I don't know if I've caught up to that one.
I'm
like 2 or 3 behind on you.
If you're a Destiny fan, listen to Iron Lord's podcast. I'll get you the number. The whole episode was huge because he's a gaming corporate lawyer. And I pressed him. I'm like, bro, I've never heard of a deal like this in the history of gaming. Like, because normally, Call of Duty, they'll have a map pack for a month or two, if it's exclusive, that kind of deal, right? Yeah. But I'm like, this is like this never ending deal. And he's like, oh yeah, those things, it's a give and take. He broke the whole thing down. It is a fantastic listen. It's ILP 81. It's on the Iron Lords podcast. Richard Hogue of Hogue Law. This guy's a gamer, hardcore. He does a lot of corporate deals. He understands contracts, all that kind of stuff. And we do discuss the strangeness, and we went in depth of that Activision / Sony / Bungie relationship. So this
kind of blows me away because Activision owns Battle.net. How the PC doesn't get in there. I mean, that you're going to piss off Xbox fans, but like Activision straight up owns like Blizzard, Battle.net. I mean, there are that distributors. So how do they not
broke it down with marketing pieces of pie, how much they're going to get, where they're going to show it? It's really good, man. Yeah. ILP 81, y'all. Get a chance, go in there, check that boy out. It's a great interview, Rich Hogan. We definitely discussed that topic. So basically, coming to bring this all in, which was getting to D3 and talking about crossplay and talking about how this thing could possibly work. And it might be like you said, it may be a thing where they're just, what if they like Nightfalled out? What if they're like Prestige Nightfall out of the equipment lot?
Yeah, I mean, but I think there'd be a point where you just have to grade out. You'd have to do something if you're going to go play Gambit, if you're going to go play Crucible, if you're going to be in a PvP area where you can't use that stuff, or the exclusives are going to have to be like activities that you can specifically go do with PlayStation people, or, cosmetics that aren't going to matter. And you have to get away from game change. Like, you have to get away from things that change gameplay, like weapons or armor. You have to get away from those pieces, and you have to go more to either activities, a special mission, or stuff like that. I think that might be where that would have to go to bounce that stuff out, because turning stuff on and turning stuff off, if you have cross save, like now if you have cross save versus cross play, that's the difference. Cross save, literally, if I'm on PC or if I'm on PlayStation, I switch over to PC, I just can't use it. That's like, hey, a box is grayed out. Okay, that's not that hard.
Yeah,
but yeah, cross play I would say would be the harder thing to balance. Cross save I think would be an easier swing, and I also think cross save would be more logical because you have. I'm sorry, if you are a console person, unless you're just a god, you are going to get worked by somebody on a mouse and keyboard. That's just how that goes. Yes. My stability, my ability to control those shots is the other piece why I would say cross play is that one that they probably don't want to breach. Cross
Right.
save, yes. Cross play, I don't see that.
I think there's a shot, man. I still think cross play is a shot, only because with Fortnite is groundbreaking. What Fortnite was able to do on the Sony side, it showed that if you have a game big enough with the magnitude and it's hot, and I feel Destiny is of that level. You put D3, an ambitious D3 with no limitations and all the stuff that we're talking about, and more graphics and more CPU power for consoles. And now with Xbox, we'll talk about that on RLP this Sunday. They've just allowed mouse and keyboard support. I think I think the floodgate is about to open. I don't think it's going to open for the rest of this generation. We may get one or two examples, but I think that it's coming, because what's going to happen, is that they're going to show the Microsofts to Sony. Microsoft is switched. Nintendo's already on board. So they're going to show the Sony, like, look, by you restricting this is how much revenue you're losing out. Look at now, all these people are buying emotes, or all these people, have multiple copies of the game, and you're just creating constant engagement. That means queue sizes are bigger and online pools. We're not trying to wait forever to get, match made and stuff like that. That could even help with something like a guided games, right? Think about guided games. Now, if you got the communities of PC, Xbox, and PlayStation all searching, how much more helpful is that? How much more thriving is the game? And I think they'll be able to show Sony on the business side how this is beneficial. They prove that, man, they back in biz, man. I think it's a chance. I agree. I think cross save is probably more likely on the ranking totem pole, but I still think cross play's got a shot. I really do. And how dope would it be for me and you to just, you know what I'm saying? Rock
straight
on.
Up go for it.
Oh man, jump in the clan. Let's go. And I've done it on PC with other games. State of Decay. Shout out to Snaldo. He was in the chat. I've done that with him. It's seamless, man. It's literally flipping a switch. And with D3, it's just a matter of now, besides the flipping the switch, building the game around it so everything flows.
Planning for it, basically. You got to be able to make it a viable option. So I mean, it's like Destiny 2 is in an amazing spot, but looking that far ahead is like, man, dreams.
I know.
Not to sound real cheesy, but like, man, dreams may come true. Like if they can nail even half the stuff I feel like we're talking about right now. Shout out to Lycan, by the way. He's like, dude, if I can't have facial hair in D3, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yo, Lycan's been on fire. I've been die laughing.
You guys are great this morning. This is awesome. Thanks. So, but yeah, little stuff like that too is like, come on, character creator, and that may be and that's one of those things like. If you do D3, do you wipe out the vault all over again? How do you carry stuff forard? If they do like a light and a dark and characters and changes, and
I think they're gonna do an excuse again. I think they're gonna say it. We blew it up or something. So I'm going because they can't bring all these weapons. Do you know how they're gonna do it? They're gonna do it again.
But I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it. But storyline is gonna be a little cheesy.
I mean, it might be a little weird, but it's like honestly, like every major expansion of most other things, you should leave the old stuff behind because I don't want to play with the same gun for 10 years. That's boring as hell. Like Midnight Coup is already everybody's hand cannon they're going to use until the end of D2. They just are. Like, unless you make a better version, which maybe, but that one's just a guarantee and it's just good. Like, I don't want to see people carrying that, just like the Gallowhorn didn't come forward, even though I heard Icebreaker's coming back, which I don't know how they're going to balance that thing. Oh my God. But generally, to me, like that full wipe, full clean slate, like if you got to make new characters, you got to go light or dark. I mean, that's going to be the type of, I think, change they need to justify that. So hopefully it is. Like, I mean, that might give them a reason to do that.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, escalation shoddy. Yeah, that just that can't keep going. Nothing can keep up with that. No shotgun in PvE even holds a that is your only PvE shotgun. Yeah. That's it. That is your only one.
I am worried about that weapon. That weapon is just so good that it's really tough to I mean, the only gun right now that semi competes with it in PvE, nothing competes with it. The only gun that I've been using on occasion, is age-old bond, the curated role. That's only because I got this curated role, and it's still not better than EP. You know what I'm saying? It's just I just happen to have a curated role, and then in PvP, I just happen to have a really good Claws of the Wolf. But if I didn't, even so, I mean, EP shotgun is just good for everything. It's just so damn good, and it's a legendary, man. It almost reminds me of the Black Hammer days when it's
Yeah,
such a good legendary that it's like,
yep.
why would I even think about taking this out the slot?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that's the stuff, and that's why some people's like, "Oh, I love my AP Shoddy." Yes, Chris Gober, you do, but it's like the game needs to evolve, and if you keep using the same shotgun for forever,
Mhm.
it does get old. Like everybody used
Yeah.
Gallahorn for as long as it could do it, and they even brought it back in D2, which I still thought was a mistake. But um, generally, for me, that's why those big resets are good. That's why those large expansion moments need those slate cleaners, because you have to
Mhm.
get a fresh set of stuff. You have to give me the reason to grind up. Give me new exotics to find. Find all those reasons to make me love the new game, not
Mhm.
wish it was the old, or wish I could
Absolutely.
just wait to infuse my new one up. So
Mhm. Absolutely.
that's about 2 hours, guys.
Yeah,
So
man.
I was like, I feel like we could just keep speculating on this stuff
Mhm.
for forever long. Um,
Mhm.
but awesome chat this morning, guys. Thank you
The
for
chat
tuning
was
in live
lit.
for you guys. If you don't catch these, you can always check them on I Love Podcast, I Love Podcast, Iron Lords Podcast.
I
Words,
love
words are hard.
podcasts. I
I
like
love
that.
podcasts. Yay!
Dude, it.
Iron Lords Podcast. You can check it on there. I'll get it uploaded to mine as well.
Mhm.
You guys will see Zur on mine. Thank you, everyone, recently for the support on everything:
Woo!
Twitter, Twitch,
Boy's on
YouTube.
fire
Like
right
literally, it was a month, and I doubled that one. I literally doubled my subs because I went from 10,000. I broke it on September 24th. And October 24th, I broke 20,000. I was just like, "What is happening?" I don't like, and there was it was just like there's little people like I've had it a couple times more frequently. Just somebody on PC, not the biggest player base in the world, that like adds me as a friend. I'm just like, I don't care, I'll add them. And they're like, "Are you like the Bontis?" I'm like,
you getting? Oh, you start.
I got a couple of those. I'm like, dude, like you're making me blush over here. Oh my god. So,
He's a kind sir. Would I please be able to play with you? Is it?
well, okay, I will say one video that's almost hits like 450,000 people. I guess there's odds for it's going to be there, but I mean, honestly, like that's kind of why I put the tweet out to thank everyone, because like the end of that was #humbled. For me,
Yes.
it's crazy to me. Like,
Yes.
and I thank you guys for the support. I know everybody's like, "Hey, you got good content, you do good things." Like for me, it's just one of these hobbies I try and do, and it's just like my thing. So I feel like I'm too long-winded. I say too many things, and then like you guys come in, and so I appreciate all the support. I can't thank everybody enough. Like Twitch, bro, I'm like, I was like 500 followers after my giveaway. Now I'm up to like 700 followers. Got a couple subs on Twitch recently. Thank you guys for the support there. You guys are all awesome to both sides as well. And anybody who's new to like my world of Ibantas, go share the love over to Iron Lords Podcast. Let's both just grow this thing. So
absolutely,
like,
man.
If you the deep dives they do, and that's what he's talking about, Richard Haug, and that like interview, the long form podcast. I know ours is long form; it's just two people rambling. You guys put up with a lot, but the interviews that you get on there, the guests that you have, the deep dives that you guys go into are ones that anyone who likes tech, who enjoys video games, and just enjoys this whole entire entertainment venue in general. You get into some great discussions in there for you guys. And
appreciate it, bro.
If you enjoy the long form, if that's your thing and you're here anyway, like go join another one. I mean, it's a good one. The passion is there because the laughter is real. It's not fun. They lose their mind sometimes, but that's when, if you're in that moment, you will listen to like 10 later and somebody's busting out laughing. I'm laughing in my car too. And it's just, it's good stuff. So I was like, thank you guys, but also like, yeah, go spread that love over there. I want to see them explode too, because they're putting in some good work.
Yeah, man. Listen, first of all, congrats to you again, man. To see, like I said, that jump for the 20 Gs was just super impressive. And like I told you, we talk offline. It couldn't have happened to like a cooler person. Like, you gotta understand, the Ibantis you get here is the same Ibantis you get in real life, and that's not a lot I can say about a lot of content creators that I've come across. Because some people are a little fake, but we ain't gonna get in this. But but now Ibantis is the real deal. He's true blue. I'm proud to call him my friend, and just to see your journey, like just to see this growth, and you're hitting it, man. You're really hitting it really hard. To see the support, it is well deserved. So that is dope, man. And like I said, I got to get you back on Iron Lord Podcast. It's been a while for you now. We got to get you back on there. I figured
somewhere towards Black Armory. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I figured like right around a big D3. I mean D3 or D3 of course.
Wow. Well, hopefully that. Yeah.
Before you'll be way before morning times before that. But yeah, right around like a D2 release, like a Black Armory, I think it'd be good timing.
I think Black Armory is going to be a big tell for the annual, like the future, honestly.
Yes.
Because that's going to tell, like, what does this annual pass actually look like? And if they can do that well, that really gives me a lot of faith for your future. So, yeah, post Black Armor release, yeah, see if you can pencil me in there once we know a date.
Absolutely, man. That's what we got.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys. It's been awesome. Chat this morning, lit. Thank you for all the support. Go support Iron Lords podcast on both sides. Follow that man's got me like, yeah, but you got me smoked on Twitter, man. You got like thousands of followers and stuff. You put out those tweets, getting a lot of love. So always an awesome morning. Thank you guys all for chat. Follow It's Ebontis everywhere: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff.
Shout out to Chris Cole real quick. He said, greatest podcast on Friday morning. Holla, Flashpoint. Let's go. Yeah, forget IOP. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, he said already, but that's what's up, Chris Cole. That really, really means a lot to us. Like I said, this was a passion project, and I reached out to my man Ebontis. No one loves Destiny as more than meeting him. And we started it probably at the worst time ever to do a Destiny podcast.
Yeah,
but we just
you
said,
count back like 37 weeks. You're like, what were you guys doing in January? Why?
I listen to those old ones. They're funny, but it's very
I don't know
passionate.
Bring myself to listen to that.
They actually were good. I was just like, wow, it was really in a bad place, and we just love this game, and we're still talking about it. And just to see this journey, to see the transformation of the game to actually become into this great place once again, it feels good, and it feels good that. To me, I look at it like it feels good that we stayed loyal to the game. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, at the end of the day, we did get rewarded. Things happen. It can fall off again. But, we definitely like to make our critiques and even Bungie a couple times maybe took a little acknowledgments and stuff like that. So that was cool. So listen to Flashpoint, man. That's what he got. As far as me, obviously, at Lord Cognito on Twitter. Same thing on Xbox and PlayStation. I'm actually going to switch over. I'm Cognito 360 there, but I'm actually going to do the PlayStation name change when given. So
there you go.
Make myself Lord Cognito there as well. And as you know, every Sunday is the Lord's Day and back on the Iron Lord podcast channel. So you don't have two channels to go back and forth with. It's just the Iron Lord podcast YouTube channel. We will go live Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We have one of the most positive guys in the gaming community, Jay Fonzarelli, good YouTuber, good content creator. And we will be talking some Red Dead Redemption. He's a big Red Dead Redemption fan, so we get into that. We also have some great topics in gaming of what's going on. So catch the Lords on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on the Iron Lord Podcast YouTube channel. It is the Lord's Day.
Yeah, so that's it for us, guys. Thank you, guys. We went over 2 hours because I kind of thought that speculation might go a little long. So we did crack 2 hours, but thank you guys for sticking with us. Always a great morning with all of y'all, and just enjoy it out there. Destiny's a lot of fun. If you got to take a break, play some Red Dead, do that. Have some fun. Just enjoy your days, enjoy your gaming, and enjoy your weekend. Whatever you guys want to do, have some fun. Oh, and one other thing. I don't care how you do it. Just go vote.
Yeah, do that.
I don't care who you vote for. That is your choice. Just vote. That's literally all I got to say. Just go
out there, man.
Go do your civic duty. If you're in the U.S., go vote. Other than that, that's all I got. So thank you guys very much, and I think we'll see you guys soon, whether it's a Twitch stream, whether it's Iron Lord podcast next week. We'll see you soon.
Your Flashpoint will be back next Friday.
Have a good one, guys.